And I won't back down. No, really. Happy Saturday to everybody here on About Your House. We're back on Facebook Live. Camera's working today. I hope it continues so. Good to be here. Good to see everybody. Happy Saturday to you. And we got a great show today. Just going to talk about, well, we'll talk about the heat because the heat. What's the heat mean? And how are we all dealing with it? We're going to talk about that. Going to talk about roaches a little bit. Well, it's all centered around the heat because what does heat bring? What does summer bring? Growth, trees, shrubs, grass, bugs, vegetation, weeds, all that stuff. Summertime's here and it's growing in abundance. Okay, what are we going to do about it? Hopefully, we're going to learn a few things and talk about it. But then again, everything you do takes people, tools, and labor. Everything around your house takes labor, materials, tools, and know-how to make it happen. So you're probably, if you can't do it yourself, you hire people, right? That's right. Well, let me start out by telling a story around the heat, okay? And something we take for granted, and that's our automobiles. Right now, heat is harder on your car than cold ever thought about being. Okay, now there are some very things that can go wrong around cold, no doubt. But the severity of the heat right now is rough on the batteries, overheating automobiles, and I want to talk about that. We take our automobiles so much for granted. And right now, with traffic in Charlotte being what it is, your car sitting idled at a traffic light, air conditioners going full blast. You're sitting in there. It's 95 degrees outside. Speaking of which, today uh, we're looking to a high of about 93. Yeah, we're looking for a high of 93 degrees today. 93 degrees. Forecast of the next week is in the 90s every day, low to mid 90s. And that's a lot of stress on your automobile. And if you get in that sucker every day, your automobile is probably one of the most important tools you have in life. If you're a person who needs transportation to get to work, to make your money. And face it, we all need the paychecks. And if you need that automobile to earn your paycheck, you take it for granted. And right now, I'm guilty. I was an idiot this week, and I'm just going to tell my story here because everybody needs to be aware. And if I can my mistakes can teach other people, well, why not share it? My ego can take it, believe me, because I've screwed up so many times. I'm an ADHD, impulsive human being called man, a man. And the number one thing I tell people, and I've voiced it on this show and talk about it all the time in conversation, is what's the worst thing men do? They react. They react. And when you react, normally you have damage control. I've lived life long enough now to understand that. You would think. But here I am at 73 years old, still impulsive, still do not think and sometimes react. And every single time it gets me in trouble to where I have damage control. And as a result of this week and what I'm talking about, impulsivity and reacting, I'm going to tell you what happened to me. I go to a board meeting for Put Tools in Schools Monday evening. I pull up in the parking lot, and Lord have mercy, the car's steaming and making noise. I look down at the temperature gauge. It's pegged. It's up into the red. I said, oh my God, I had no idea it was this hot. So I get out, raise the hood. Sure enough, the thing gurgling and carrying on and just going nuts. So I sit there and think about what the heck am I going to do now? Well, like an idiot, like an thoroughbred idiot, and I have to admit, I wait about 5 or 10 minutes, because I got there a little early. Then I go pop the radiator cap. That was the dumbest thing a man can ever do. It tells you right on the cap, do not remove. What did I do? Removed it. Blew my hat off, scalded my face, scalded my left hand, scalded my right hand to a small degree, but I'm okay. But why did I do that? Well, let's get to the root of the cause. Why did my car overheat all of a sudden? Why? Well, one, it's 95 degrees outside. I've been in traffic. Took me an hour to get here from across town. So I sit in traffic, I wait, just like you do. But why did it happen? Because it's been great up until now. Well, you've got to have your air conditioning and radiator and coolant checked occasionally. And when you check your radiator cap, you check everything involved in the cooling system, everything that you can. Well, there's a thing in your car called a thermostat. If that thermostat sticks or stays closed or doesn't function properly, you have possible overheating. So thermostat could stick. It happens on older cars. That's why they sell new ones. Well, in my mind, I got a bad thermostat. So I put water in it. I get a bucket of water from my buddy at McGee Brothers Masonry, board member, Cale Hallman. He gives me some water. I fill it up and put it back, put the radiator cap back on it, head out. Well, I made it home. Okay. But I did some research, and here's where I want to use what we talk about all the time, YouTube University. So what I do, I said, okay, what's it going to take to repair this rascal? What's it going to take to get back on the road? And in the meantime, I got blisters on my left hand and my right hand and across my face. Not to a great degree. I'm okay. I got to heal, but my stupidity and overreacting, impulsivity really, really was unnecessary, and I'm guilty. So, I own it, and I'm suffering the consequences, although it could have been a lot worse. But let's get back to the cause. So I get up the next morning, I go out and crank it up, I let it run a little bit. Sure enough, it overheats. I shut it down, let it cool off. I let it cool completely down. Take the radiator cap off. Just so happens I look at the radiator cap. There's 176,000 miles on that vehicle. This cap is the original cap, radiator cap. I look at it. Don't know why, but I did look at it. And I said, "My God, all the rubber's cracked. It's old. It's split right there." Well, right there could be the cause. Could be. But I had already gone to the parts store and bought a thermostat, some antifreeze, to replace the thermostat, and I'd been on YouTube checking out what I had already thought from visual inspection where the thermostat was. It was totally accessible, easy to get to. Hallelujah. I can do this myself. Metric tools, piece of cake. Like I said, everything we do takes tools and knowledge to make it happen. Everything. Luckily, I've got great mechanical skills and a little knowledge. I've changed probably 20 to 30 thermostats in my life. So I said, let's change the thermostat to $30 item, 32 actually. $32 it cost me for the thermostat, right? Antifreeze, another $20. Well, radiator cap. I didn't get a radiator cap when I was there because I didn't look at it. I didn't even think about the radiator cap not being, being bad, being defective. But I called my buddy, Todd Compton, Compton's Automotive, just for confirmation. Yeah, Ray, that could be the issue because of, and he explained it's pressure, So then I went, bought a new radiator cap. Came back, put the radiator cap on it, ran it, seemed to be running a little hot again. So I said, what the heck? Let's change the thermostat. I changed the thermostat. Car's fixed, car's repaired. Bottom line is, I tell this story why? Because right now, batteries will go bad in the heat. Your air conditioning will not function correctly in this heat. There's a lot of things playing on your car in the dreadful heat we're experiencing. And we're only 30 days into summer. 1 month into summer. Not even barely 1 month, okay? So we got two more months, 2 more hot months ahead of us. So beware. And I'm gonna talk about what's it too hot to do on your house. Think of a few things that's just too hot to do. because after the break here, I'm going to talk about them. And speaking of break, our clock's broke. So I'm screwed up. I was playing off this clock. We got 5. Okay, cool. But your car, your automobiles right now, remember, they're more stressed under these hot situations. Do you know where your radiator is? Do you know how to fill your coolant? Do you know how to? If you don't attempt it, because I'm a walking testimony right now to stupidity and idiot guys who overreact, and I am one. So, your automobile, don't take it for granted. Have your coolant checked out, and it caught. But another factor here is when you go to an automobile mechanic in this day and time, you're going to pay a price. Now, some are cheaper than others, and some operate differently, and this, that, and the other. And so you need to do your due diligence and find somebody you can rely on, especially in this heat. The last thing you want to do is be stranded. And if your car overheats, don't drive it. If the temperature gauge pegs out, pull over, let it cool down. You don't want to replace your engine, excuse me. A motor's driven by current, an engine's run by fuel. A lot of people don't think of it like that, but that's true. And what's ICE stand for? Do you know what ICE stands for, Riston? No, internal combustion engine.
Gotcha.
Internal combustion engine. That's an ICE vehicle.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
So, but anyway, a motor is run by current or energy, electricity. An engine's run by fuel, some fossil fuel typically. There you go. But right now, heat is very, very stressful, very demanding on our automobiles. It's something you should not take for granted. Now, somebody just sent me an email, so let me read it. There you go. It had nothing to do with what I'm talking about. You can email me here at about your house and be a part of the discussion if you want. You can email me or text me. My email address is AYH, about your house, AYHRay@gmail.com. Text 704-712-4644. You want to call in 704-227-8986. That's 704-227-8986. We're talking about heat, things that's too hot to do, and I will say this. We all are spoiled rotten around air conditioning. Now, here I got to talk about my age a little bit. I grew up in a house that we didn't have central air. We had a window unit, and where would that be? In my mom and dad's room. Well, why would they get it? Ha! Obvious reasons, Think about it. But I grew up that way. We had a whole house hall ceiling fan that sucked the air through the house and into the windows and out the roof, out the attic. You know, that was our air conditioning when I grew up. But now everybody's got air conditioning for the most part. But I know a friend of mine, and I'd love to get him on the show and talk about it. He has no air conditioning, and he's living in this heat. I don't know how, I live where I live in a warehouse space, not space in the warehouse, it's in the warehouse, but actually it's living quarters. I don't know how bearable it would be in there without air conditioning because I've always had some form of cooling. So it's dreadful to think about having to cope with this heat on 95, and it gets down to 74 at night. And after a hot day, your house fans.
Be tough to sleep.
Yeah,
It's
but we're
sticky.
spoiled. That's where we're spoiled.
Yeah.
You need moving air to stay cool. So just beware of your neighbors, for example. Are they safe? Are they okay? Another factor that we all need to take into consideration is hydration. Are you staying hydrated? I, being a dumb man, see, people, I'll own what I am. I'm not really dumb. I just don't think totally all the time. Something I've never done is drink enough water.
Me neither.
I never drink enough water. And that's something that we all should focus on too, because that's not only good for just overall health. It's good for your mental capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so. So hydration is very important as we stay in the heat. After the break, we're going to talk about the heat. Some of the things it's just too hot to do, and you really don't think about it. You kind of take it for granted. But as you maintain your home throughout the year, there are certain things you want to wait on to do. And I'm going to talk about a few of them. Come on back right here about your house. We'll talk about the heat. Hour number 2, 3. Got Jennifer Sanders from Alair Homes in the house. Talk about, well, what do they do? How do they do it? And what should you expect from a professional remodeling firm? So tune in about your house right here on Fox Sports Charlotte. Download the free app. Stream it live anywhere on the browser, foxsportsradiocharlotte.com, on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, hopefully when the camera works. But it's working. We're on Facebook Live. Happy birthday to Brent McDowell.
Happy birthday, Brent.
One of our number one fans throughout the listening time we've been on the radio. He's definitely a great guy, and want to wish him happy birthday. So we'll be back. More about your house coming your way.
About the show, go to our Facebook page, About Your House Radio. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Mike Libretto here, inviting you to come in and experience Charlotte's best New York pizza and great Italian food at Libretto's Pizzeria. Serving Charlotte proudly since 2008, Libretto's pizzas are sure to please by the slice or grab a whole pie. Pastas, entrees, great appetizers, sandwiches, and wings. A menu to please the whole family. Dine in or takeout, available 7 days a week. Visit us online at librettospizzeria.com or call us at 704-714-1442. That's Libretto's Pizzeria. Stop in and become part of the family.
Summer heat is here, along with the humidity. Will your air conditioner provide the comfort needed? ABS Insulating can provide the resources to give you comfort this summer and all year. ABS Insulating uses the latest technology and products to insulate and seal the envelope of your home, creating a comfortable environment all year long, also extending the life of the air conditioning. Call ABS Insulating today for lasting comfort tomorrow. 704-821-4343 or absinsulating.com.
Carolina Foundation Solutions is a family-owned and operated company and a licensed general contractor in North and South Carolina, providing foundation solutions from the mountains to the sandy shores of the coast. At Carolina Foundation Solutions, our objective is to help educate, offer guidance, and provide assistance. With over 200 years of combined experience, our family of experts are ready to help protect and repair your largest investments. If you have a problem, we have a solution. Call 877-883-4626 or online, carolinafoundationsolutions.com.
Owens Chimney Systems is known for all professional chimney services since 1989, including chimney cleaning, recommended annually, chimney evaluations and inspections, any and all chimney repairs and restorations, gas fireplace and gas fire log service, furnace cleaning, cleaning out one of the most overlooked appliances in the home. Get it done right the first time. That's Owens Chimney Systems at 704-554-9595. Or you can visit us online at owenschimneysystems.com.
Have a comment or question for the show? Call us 704-227-8986. That's 704-227-8986. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to About Your House. want to call in, be a part, complain, or speak of something very pleasant, either way, I don't care. I'd love to hear from you. 704-227-8986. Talking about a little heat stories and things that's too hot to do. Get to that in 1 second. I want to talk about, there again, heat. I'm going to talk about things around the heat first hour because we take so much for granted. Talked about your automobile. Your automobile is really stressed in the heat. That's all I really have to say about that. But one of the things around the heat is I went into a house yesterday over in Myers Park, and the house was built probably in the 40s, older home, very well built home, of course, older home, been remodeled a time or two through the years. And I had to put a new range in. And in these older homes, I've been in hundreds of them in the Charlotte area over my career in the remodeling and home improvement industry. Hundreds of older homes. And I call those houses typically dog crates. Now, what do I mean by that? It was exemplified yesterday in the job I did. I went to a house and I pulled the range out, and there's a hole in the floor twice as big as the ductwork going through it. Big hole going right to the basement. Well, that's air coming into the house. Just air just opened right up into the house. Well, these houses were built when the energy costs were pretty much nothing, relatively speaking. Energy wasn't even a consideration as far as a big cost back in the 40s. You know, they had no idea what was to come, did they? But anyway, very minimal insulation. Yeah, we got a caller. Mr. Uncle Red wants to talk. Go ahead and pull him in here. Good morning, sir. I'm in the middle, but I'm going to just carry you with me. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk long. I was just going to back up something you're talking about. Here's what people don't understand about automobiles, and I know a good bit about automobiles.
Oh, yeah, you do.
When you crack that cap on that, first of all, you should never crack that cap while the car's hot, period.
How well I know that, but being the idiot I am, I did it.
Hey, I got you beat. I did it when I was about 15 or 16 years old one time, and I almost did the same thing you did. Everybody does it. For every pound of pressure that cap has rated, 15, 16, 18 pounds, the Winston Cup cars run 20 pounds. Every pound of pressure in that cooling system lets the water go 3 degrees higher in the car, but not boil. So it's still cooling. You follow me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. Todd Compton explained it to me.
You multiply 3 times 16 or 18 the same. Okay, so what happens is when you crack that cap and take the pressure away, the water that's in there that's scalding hot flashes and goes to steam. It explodes. That's what blew your hat off and burns you. It's because the water literally turns to steam. That's the reason you're not supposed to do it. It's just that simple. And it does. But what's really crazy now is because most of the cars, or a good many of the cars that everybody's driving, if they don't have complete aluminum block and aluminum cylinder head engines, internal combustion engines, they have a cast iron block and aluminum heads. Aluminum does not like heat. That's old cars, cast iron heads, cast iron engines. They could soak the heat up. You could run them hot. You could let them cool completely down. They'd live again to play. When you start doing it with aluminum engines, aluminum heads, things warp. It's just horrible for aluminum. And you cannot treat the car like that. You just can't do it. You can't. You overcool it quickly. It's the worst thing you can do. You can take a garden hose and shoot through the radiator if you're fortunate enough to have a garden hose and cool the radiator down a little bit and then take the pressure off, the cap off, and add some water. But you still got to do what you did and find the problem. I mean, that's the bottom line. Messing with that is crazy, and letting your car get too hot is crazy. That's the reason a lot of the cars with the real tight engine compartments have a wrap because they're trying to keep the batteries from overheating, like you said. You'll just literally burn. Even Jeep and them, as tough as they are, years ago, started wrapping the battery because they had too much horsepower, too much heat crammed under the hood. I mean, it's really new cars, and everybody started depending on the car telling them, well, your car needs to be serviced. Well, you ever thought about raising the hood when your car's cool in the driveway and checking the oil on the dipstick or checking the reservoir for the overflow of the radiator? Just look at it. It's got a mark
or
on
brake
it.
fluid, or brake fluid, or
Yeah,
windshield wiper liquid. Do you know where all your liquids are? Do you know how to fill them up? Do you know how to check them? Do you know what they're for? Power steering fluid.
If you check it, and then you know where it is, it takes a few minutes, but it doesn't cost you any money to do it. But then if it's down a little bit and you know it's been at the right place, then that's when you need to approach a competent mechanic or something and say, hey, my car's losing coolant somewhere. Well, catch it before you have to spend a fortune, because engines and stuff, the price of salvage engines and stuff has gone through the roof. You know, we used to call it, you and I call them junkyards. They're not junkyards now. They recycle engines, transmissions, and everything else. It's crazy. All you got to do is raise the hood. Don't believe your car might have 3,000 more miles before it's supposed to be serviced. I don't have a problem with that. Raise the hood on a cool morning and check all the reservoirs and just see. It's not rocket science. I mean, you can figure it out.
Check your radiator cap. Like I said, Uncle Red, I had no idea to check my radiator cap. I really didn't until I just happened to take it off, turn it over, and look at it. And I said, man, this is cracked. This is worn out. This could be this could be the problem right here. And it was. It was part of the problem.
And the thermostats are mechanical bimetal devices. I mean, they open and close. They modulate the water flow through the engine. I mean, it's a little teeny machine. Doesn't have a motor in it or anything.
No, it's a spring, basically. Yep.
It's got a little bitty bimetal piece in there that moves.
Yep.
And as compared to an engine or a cylinder head or anything, it's a trivial amount of money. You spend more at a bar sitting there drinking a few beers and eating a little bit of food than you do for that thermostat. And if you're fortunate enough that it's an easy change, and if you don't feel comfortable doing it, take it to a competent garage. They're going to pump it up and figure out where the pressure is. Take some 5 minutes to pump it up with the pressure, check it, and see where it's leaking. But if you're watching the reservoir and you see the reservoir go down very slowly, it's not magic. It's going somewhere.
And then again, have you replaced the radiator hoses? Because they do wear out.
No, you're abusing all of that the whole time you're doing it.
Exactly.
I mean, everything under the hood that's in all that ball of heat sitting in traffic, while the air conditioner compressor's in there and it's working its guts out pumping Freon. It's really simple. It's a machine, and it's not made to sit around. Why do you think they have fans in the front or a fan blowing through the radiator it's really common sense. The car is not made to just sit and idle. And I see more people nowadays with the windows rolled up, they lock the car and they leave the darn air on. And they're just doing something because when they come out, they're too lazy. They want to get in the car being cool.
And that car it's probably overheating and you don't even know it.
That's right. And I got nothing against remote start. In the winter, it's pretty nice because it's easy on the engine. You can remote start it, let it run 10 minutes. It puts a little heat in it. It gets the oil warmed up a little bit. Nothing wrong with remote start like that. But when you're letting your car just sit and burn gas because you're too damn lazy, you are just asking for a disaster. And if it's your vehicle, you're really asking for a disaster. And if it's not your vehicle and it's a company vehicle, you're asking for an inconvenience that's not going to fit into your schedule.
Right.
Like you said, you were going to do something for nothing about your schools and school deal, and you got caught. You couldn't hardly get there. But it's nuts, Ray, and people do it to themselves.
I know, and we take our automobiles for granted. We really, along with many, and you take your air conditioner at home for granted. You run it until it stops, or you go home and you find a puddle of water in your floor. Said, what's that all about? Well, that's your air conditioning condensate drain.
It kind of goes back to that old deal we used to talk about years ago, and there people still put them in water source heat pump things where the water, you're using the ground temperature to get rid of the heat or pick up the heat. The reason those units that were put in when there was a tax credit in the 70s, the government gave you this big tax break. The reason they put them in, reason so many of them are still running, is because if you cranked your car, think about it, if you cranked your car and it was 50 degrees every day, it would never be sacrificial. 50 degree weather never hurts anything. If you were towing your camper up a hill on a 50-degree day, it wouldn't even matter. You would not hurt or abuse your car, the transmission cooler, or anything. And you got to remember, the oil in the engine, the oil in the transmission, all that is part of the radiator in the car. Sometimes it's integrated. A lot of times it's integrated. Sometimes it's a separate unit hanging out in front, just like the condenser for the air conditioning. The problem is all that is burning up under there while you're sitting in there playing the damn radio.
Yeah.
And listening and feeling the air. You were doing it to yourself. And darn cars, it doesn't matter if you're buying an inexpensive car now. There's no such thing as an inexpensive car. You just got, it's just common sense. But don't do it when it's hot. Do it while it's cool. Check the oil in the car while it's sitting level. I don't care if you live someplace where you park crooked. Park the car where it's level and let it sit 10 or 15 minutes, and then check your oil and stuff. But what happens if you got a little engine in a car, 4-cylinder car, and it doesn't hold but 4 quarts of oil, and you let it get down a quart? It is 25% low on oil while you're driving it, and then you're driving it in this extreme heat. It's crazy. You shouldn't drive it even in the winter when it's that way. But you're letting it do it because the car hasn't told you to change the oil yet or to service the car. You're believing a program that's burned in at the factory for the car. The car doesn't have enough sensors to really tell you what's going on. Now, it'll tell you if it gets too hot. But when it tells you it's starting to get hot, you need to be stopping then. You don't need to keep driving. That old deal about, well, I can drive it. I'll just drive it a little more. You used to be able to get away with that with cast iron engines and cast iron heads back in the 50s and 60s and even into the 70s. When aluminum came on board, you are just asking for blown head gaskets and problems. I mean, it's nuts. It makes me crazy because I even have to make myself do it. I'll be sitting and talking and I'll say, I got to cut the damn car off. You know what I mean? Or turn the air off and let the car breathe a little bit. Let the fan blow the engine cool. You don't have to sit there, crack the damn window and sit there if you want to park somewhere.
Right.
Park in the shade.
Right.
Park your car in the shade if you can. So that when you crank it, the ambient temperature in the car is not 95 or 100 degrees. I mean, there's just simple things you got to do. And I guess people just don't teach it to their kids. Everybody buys a car.
But they're not taught either. They don't teach us common sense stuff in schools. And this is common sense 101.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you, I'm going to give you the last thing I'm going to say, and I just noticed this. I was listening to a show last night. I was watching NHRA Top Fuel Drag Racing, okay? Now, today, real time. They have come out with these little wings that go in front of the rear tires, the big tires that spin on the top fuel cars, the 12,000 horsepower cars.
Yeah.
Everybody watch them. Everybody, the ones that make you jump, even when you know they're going to damn explode when they take off, it makes you jump anyway. They have realized that when they put that little wing in front of that tire, it raises that tire temperature when they really spin it up to run 300 something miles an hour, it puts 50 extra degrees of heat in the back tires because the wind's not hitting the tire. So what all those extremely smart people thought was a really good idea. And I mean, there's a lot of people been doing it. They realize now you're sacrificing the tire and the rubber on the edge of the tire. So people are taking them off.
There are always
I mean, really,
there's always side effects to everything. Always.
right. And if you're dealing with people that are the most creative bunch of people in the world, they're about as bad as the Winston Cup people. You know, they're just sitting around thinking of ways to do better and make it go faster and live longer. But Winston, like in the Winston Cup stuff or Monster Energy, whatever the hell they call it, they only give the car capacity, the water capacity, like 2 gallons of water. And you can run it as high as 20 PSI in the radiator. So you have to keep the car. You have to keep the cooling system sealed, and you have to let as much air as you can go through the radiator. And they never take a radiator cap off. They figured out 30 years ago to put a quick coupler on the cooling system. If they've got a car that they think's running hot, they bring it in and they shoot water through a quick coupler like an air hose has got. They force water into the engine, but they never take the pressure off the cooling system.
Right.
Because you see people get scalded all up and down pit road. So anyway, enough of me rambling. It's the aluminum deal. It's the new cars and the aluminum stuff in the engines is where the failure comes in. They can't. Aluminum is not cast iron. Does your car crank up and warm up in 10 minutes? Sure it does in the winter. Everybody says, damn, heater works really quick because everything warms up so quick. Takes longer to warm up cast iron. It also doesn't take near as long to trash. Aluminum engine, you can kill it pretty quick with the heat. A cast iron engine will forgive you occasionally if you just don't burn it, slam down.
All right. One more thing.
I'm going to get this. Take care.
All
right.
right.
Y'all have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. Now, we just talked about taking so much for granted around your automobile. We're in the dead of summer. We're in dog days, heat, hot. What do I say all the time? And I'm going to have to say this every Saturday because people tend to forget it. We take our condensation for granted. Now, why did I just say that? Our condensation for granted. Where's it going? Today, if you need to go find your condensate drain in your house, in your air conditioning system, if you in fact have an air conditioner, and see where the water's going. What water, you say? The condensation that the air conditioner is pulling out of your house, because you're fighting humidity. You're fighting moist, hot, humid air. Before the conversation with Uncle Red, I talked about dog crates. Dog crates being older homes with holes, no insulation in the walls, minimal insulation in the attic. Those older homes built 40s, 50s, even 60s. They were built with lack of energy awareness, meaning they loose, leaky, air leaks. They just did not have energy awareness that we have today. You can go in a house built today, what I call Yeti coolers versus what they built then. Now, older homes are draining more water. Why? Because they're leakier. You're letting more hot, humid air in the house for the air conditioner to condition that air. And when I say condition the air, I mean it removes the humidity if it's working correctly. And where's the humidity going? If your condensate drains clogs up, which it will, just like that lavatory sink, just like your tub drain, they get dirty, they clog up. They do not drain all the time when they clog up because they're interfered with. The passageway, they got crud in them. Condensate drains develop dirt too because of the dirty air that goes through that system. And once your condensate drain backs up, where does the water go? Water in the drain pan. Where's it going? So be aware of where your condensate drain is, how to possibly clean it, or call your HVAC company and have them check it, because you can have more stress added to your life with a condensate drain leak, especially if you're on a slab house. If you're on a slab and your condensate drain does not Drain is going to back up and flood your floor. Carpet, it's happened to me where I took it for granted, but it only happened to me once. I was smart enough then to put a drain, a disconnect on the condensate drain where I could clean it every summer. And every summer I did. First thing I did was clean it. Last thing I did at the end of the summer was clean it. I maintained it because I had to pull a big blower in there and pull up all my carpet and all that stuff. It caused me a lot of time. Now, luckily, I did it myself. But if you had to make an insurance claim on that, your condensate drain, it's all about checking, getting intimate with that house. Know what you got. Don't take it for granted. And this heat creates a lot of issues. We'll talk more about what you can't do when we get back. More about your house coming your way on Fox Sports Charlotte. Download the free app, stream us live on your browser, foxsportsradiocharlotte.com, every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m., bringing you good stuff, things you need to think about. We're busy. Life's hectic. Tune in, sit back, 3 hours. Join in, 704-227-8986. We'll be back with more about your house.
Find out more about the show? Go to our Facebook page, About Your House Radio. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
There's big news in the Carolinas. Queen City Audio, Video, and Appliances is now Queen City Home Store. For over 70 years, we've been your trusted retailer for appliances, electronics, and more. Now, we're taking it to the next level with a new name, a fresh look, and more ways to serve you, offering the same outstanding service you've always counted on, while bringing you everything you need for your home. Queen City Home Store. Same great service, more possibilities. Visit us at queencityonline.com.
Hello everyone, Mike Sims here from Crown Town Cannabis, Charlotte's first cannabis dispensary. We have grown over the years and we are now throughout the state of North Carolina. You can find us all the way from Pisgah National Forest to Waves, North Carolina. Find more information about our stores online as well as locations or purchase online at cltcbd.com, crowntowncannabis.com. Use code HOUSE15 for 15% off your purchases online or in store. We have products to help you through everyday life and to help you enjoy this show even more.
The professionals at Kilo Exterminating Company have over 70 years of experience in pest control. Throughout the years, they always pride themselves on maintaining the highest standard of quality and customer service, with every technician being state certified. And moisture readings are standard with every inspection. Their top priority is ensuring your home is free from pests such as ants, mosquitoes, termites, and any other pests wreaking havoc on your home. That's Kilo Exterminating at 704-333-9855 or online, kilo.biz. That's 704-333-9855.
Hi, I'm Sam Attero of AteroMedia.com, and I love empowering my clients and partners to make the most out of today's latest digital media tools. We specialize in building production systems and podcast studios for small to mid-sized churches and local businesses here in Charlotte. Do you need new media production gear? Do you need help learning how to use it? You're in great hands with our family business, Attero Media of Charlotte. That's ETTARO Media.com.
Have a comment or question for the show? Call us 704-227-8986. That's 704-227-8986. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back. Sorry, a little long break there, a little long song. I don't know it played. I came in at the very end. Anyway, Jennifer
Like
Sanders.
Get Around by Beach Boys.
There you go. Sound like the end of it. All right, Jennifer Sanders in the house from Alair Homes. She'll be in studio in a minute, but we're talking about the heat. Hour number one, the heat. What things that really bother us around the heat, and things that are too hot to do. What I'm gonna ask you, Richard? What would come to your mind to think of something that's too hot to do on a hot day? What do you think?
I would say go outside and exercise. Go run, play basketball, and activity. That's too hot.
Well, I don't think it's too hot to do anything physical for any said period of time.
You got to have your hydration.
You got to have hydration. Got to take care of your body, just like that automobile.
Because it'll sneak up on you quick.
Very quickly, just like that automobile. But let me tell you, if you're planning to roof your house, you're not going to roof your house on a day like next week. You shouldn't. Early morning, if they're up at 6 o'clock when the sun comes up, and work till about 9 o'clock in the morning, that's it. You talk to a roofing company right now, roofing, you don't want to be on a roof on a hot day. Prime example, if you go and pick up a shingle, an asphalt shingle in the winter, and you take it and you play with it, it's just like a piece of cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just like a piece of cardboard. Put a bundle of shingles out on a 90 to 100 degree day, put a bundle and pick a shingle up. You ever done that, Jennifer?
Sure have.
Yeah, and Jennifer's just in the house. And by the way, Jennifer Sanders, good morning.
Good morning. Nice to meet you.
Glad you come. Have I seen you before at a NARI meeting?
Yeah, we've been in a few meetings together.
I think we'll talk about that too. But have you picked up a shingle on a hot day?
I have, and it scalds you.
Not only does it scald you, it's just like a piece of wet spaghetti. Mm-hmm. It'll flop around. And now think about getting on that on a hot day exposed to the hot sun. Think about what your feet are doing to those granules on that shingle. They're grinding them in. I have done this, got on a roof. It was so hot on that roof, I got, no kidding, blisters on my butt. I am not kidding. It happened to me one summer, and I learned the hard way, but I was sitting on the ridge waiting on somebody to throw me something. It was so hot, I burnt my butt. And I'm not kidding.
That'll make you uncomfortable for sure.
Yeah, I burned my butt and I had to get off that roof. Well, that day, everywhere I walked, you could see where I walked because it was mashing the granules in the asphalt. That's too hot. A guy called me last week wanting me to put a remote blower on the roof, a remote blower fan for the vent, the vent hood, because the one in the kitchen was too noisy. And he said, I'm about ready to pull the trigger on that job, Ray. I said, well, you happen to wait to the worst time of the year to do it. Right now, if you've got a job to do on your roof, you don't want to do it until it's cooler because it will damage your roof, honestly. So it's too hot to put a roof on the house or do any roof repairs, although people do it, but they're going to do it in the cool part of the day. So beware, planning your jobs, planning a new roof, because you don't think about that. But once you get on the roof on a hot day like today, 93 degrees outside, you'll learn real quick, this ain't where you need to be. So plan accordingly. And one of the things I want to bring up today, too, if you've got fireplace issues, I'm going to interject this in here. Like you need your chimney checked, you need your gas logs cleaned, you need maintenance, something around your hearth. You need to go ahead and get it done before winter gets here. Owens Chimney Systems, great company. Just Google them, Owens Chimney Systems. Go ahead and get on a list. Get the fireplace things taken care of now.
Yeah, and you definitely want to get those scheduled earlier because they usually push out a while too.
They will once it starts. They've got a schedule, and you'll be months out, especially about those gas logs. A lot of people go to light them, and they won't light or stay lit. Why? Well, they need to be maintenance. They need a little TLC. The O2 sensor probably got a little dust in it. It won't it won't stay lit. But those are the things you need to go ahead and get scheduled, get it done. So when winter gets here, you're all set and cozy. Like air conditioner, it takes maintenance, little love, TLC. Get intimate with the house. So, and another thing that might be too hot to do, I think it's too hot. That's paint the exterior of your house. Painting the exterior of your house on a 95-degree day, the paint dries before you dip your brush in the pot to put the paint on. It's already tacked up.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, absolutely.
See, I don't know Jennifer yet. We're going to find out the girl knows something. Maybe she's been around a little bit. We'll
Just
see.
for a while. Just for a while.
For a while.
Yeah.
Cool. But, we don't think about what it's too hot to do. But I don't think it gets too cold to do anything other than what your body can tolerate. You can stay warm, but you can't stay cool. You can't make that hot shingle cold. You can't take an overheated car and just make it cold. And why do you feel so tired when you work in the heat? Because your body has to work extra hard to stay cool, to counteract the conditions of the heat. Somebody came in the other day and said, why am I so drained? Man, I am zapped, because that's what heat will do for you. And you need to stay hydrated. One of the things I've realized about me is I do not drink enough water. And another thing, people, when they come service your air conditioner in your attic, man, make sure those boys have water, or gals for that matter, women, men, they both get up in there.
But it only takes a few minutes. I mean, that heat will sneak up on you if you're not careful. So especially HVAC technicians in the attics in the middle of summer, it is roasting in that attic.
150 degrees in some attics. Mm-hmm. That's hot. And before I go in an attic, personally, which I've been in hundreds through the years, I'll drink a little bit of water, and then I make sure I've got everything I need before I go up there. And I said, we got 30 minutes. We got 30 minutes. We got to make it count. We get up there and make that 30 minutes count. Then we get back down and take a break.
If you're in there and you start sweating, you need to get out.
Right.
If you aren't sweating anymore, that's when you need to get out.
Right. But sweating's good, actually. We're supposed to sweat. That's God's way of keeping us cool. That's our radiator system. But up there just sweating with no air, that's when it gets brutal. But beware of all these factors, and you workers that, like me, that kind of get stupid from time to time and don't take enough breaks because I want to get it done. I'm guilty. I'm so guilty. And drink plenty of water. So remember, it's just heat. It's all about the heat, and it is hot. Jennifer, tell me things possibly that you might be aware of that it's too hot to do. You're in building. Do y'all get calls from certain trades and what have you? It's just too hot?
Sometimes with like landscaping and hardscaping and things like that, roofing especially, because like you said, being in there, some HVAC technicians will limit the middle of the day when they're trying to get in the attics, just from a safety standpoint. But there are things that people just need to be aware of when they're out working in some of these projects.
Well, we take a lot of things for granted, and the heat, to me, this year has been extraordinarily hot right out of the gate. I mean, the first week of summer, we hit 100, 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And it just came on with a vengeance this year, and I don't see any relief in sight. So, and one more thing, too, is, these afternoon and evening thunderstorms, if you ever thought about a generator for backup power, might be a good time to consider it. But do consider how hot it is. Take great precautions like I say, know about your air conditioner, where your condensate drains are. If you haven't changed your air filters, you may want to do that. You need to do that, because any airflow that gets congested or blocked up or anything, just putting excessive wear and tear on your system. All these little things. Once again, your condensing unit outside, is it clean around it? Have you taken your garden hose and just squirted it out, cleaned the fins? Everything you've got going on right now around your comfort, it's stressed to the max. Air conditioners aren't even designed or made to fight the heat, the stress that we've got going on. So beware. Okay, air movement, very important. So we're going to take a top of the hour break here. And when we come back, Jennifer Sanders in the house, Business Development Director for Alair Homes.
Yes,
Did
sir.
I say that right?
Yes, sir.
Find out what that's all about when we get back. Alair Homes right here in Charlotte and beyond. We'll talk about it. Come on back. More about your house coming your way.
Grab another cup of coffee and join us for hour 2. Jennifer Sanders, the Business Development Director at Alair Homes, talks her story, what the company is all about, and her experiences in the industry. About Your House is brought to you in part by PutToolsInSchools.org, connecting students to tools of the trades and raising awareness of the many career pathways. About Your House is also brought to you in part by Queen City Home Store. Queen City Home Store is a family-owned store serving the Carolinas for over 70 years. They're the largest independent appliance retailer in the Carolinas, constantly growing and taking pride in the experience they offer customers with a knowledgeable sales staff, product selection, and lowest price guarantee. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some time with us. And now, here's your host, Ray Terry.
All right, welcome back to About Your House. I've got Jennifer Sanders in here for the next couple hours. We're going to talk about, well, we're going to talk about construction because she is Business Development Director of Alair Homes. Thanks for coming in today, Jennifer. And she says, well, we're going to talk about for 2 hours. I said, her and what she does. You're with Alair Homes.
I am. Yep, in our Charlotte office.
How long have you been with them?
About 6 years combined.
Really?
Yeah.
6 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Charlotte originally, so
Really?
Charlotte native, born and raised.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep, my family's still here too. So
where were you? Where'd you go to school?
I actually grew up in West Charlotte, so I went to Harding.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You grew up. Where'd you go to elementary?
Elementary was Westerly Hills,
okay,
and then
cool.
Ashley Park.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
So you're a Charlotte girl.
I am.
All right. What'd your daddy do?
My dad has been he's a mechanical contractor. He does HVAC work, and he's been doing it for 30 plus years.
Right. So you grew up around the trades.
I did. I grew up in crawl spaces and attics and learning all about how houses are built and why they're built that way.
So you grew up that way.
I did.
Mm-hmm. So you got any siblings?
I have one sister. She's older. I'm the baby. And she's got one daughter who's 15.
Gotcha. You married?
No.
You? No kids? No married? No, you ain't there yet?
Nope. No kids of my own. I have a stepdaughter. She's wonderful, but
awesome.
She lives in Roanoke Rapids with her mom. So we get to see her every now and then.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been around the trades. I mean, your father was in the trades, being an HVAC technician, and you worked with him.
Sure did.
I said work, but you went with your father.
Yeah, I started out, I guess, as a gopher, more or less.
Well, that's a good term. That's what we called him, a gopher. Go for this,
go for that. And that's kind of how I learned the tools. He would tell me where to look for it, where he stored it, and what it looked like. I would find it, bring it back, and he'd show me what to do with it. So I kind of learned by doing and watching him.
Did you do any HVAC work?
I've not the electrical parts of it. He always did that, but I've helped with installing new systems, running ductwork, troubleshooting some things with him. So yeah, I've done that before with him.
So you get out of high school. What'd you do?
Oh man.
Did you go to college?
No, I thought about going to college, and I didn't want to be hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt for a career that I did not want to be in.
I congratulate you, girl. Oh, Law, that's so good to hear. I'm telling you what.
That gets mixed reviews when I tell people that.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Because we have been trained and herded down the college pathway of no return. And that's the truth.
Yeah, and college, it definitely has its benefits. It does. But I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do when I was going to grow up, and didn't want to lock myself into more debt than I could afford while trying to figure out my life.
Exactly. And what'd you do? Let's talk about it, because you're a great story. You're a homie for one. You're born and raised in Charlotte around a father. My father was an electrician.
Okay.
So I was around it my life too. And here you are, young female from Charlotte. And by the way, I'll tell this, and I don't care if Jennifer cares or not. I respect her and honor her, but she's 37. Okay. And I say this because I want people to know where you're at in your pathway. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So you've been out of high school going on 20 years.
Oh man. Yeah. When you say it like that, it makes me sound old.
But no, you're not old. You're young. You're just getting cranked up here. 40 is the age of reckoning to me. By the age of 40, and you got a great job. I hope you like.
I do. I love what I do. I love what I do, and I love who I work for, and love who I work with. So.
Right. I love just that statement alone. That's what we want to achieve in our kids. And you're happy.
Yeah, I am. I grew up, I grew, like I said, I grew up in and out of houses and meeting different people pretty much, but I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about the way it makes people feel, because it's their home. It's your biggest investment.
It's not only that, it's your castle.
Mm-hmm.
It's your refuge.
Your safety. Yeah.
It's your refuge. It's everything. That's why we need to learn more about it and take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because
absolutely.
In today's world, to me, around the tools and the trades, it's just dying. It's dead.
It is. A lot of people are aging out.
It's not dying. It's dead. Because people say, well, we're going to have a big problem. No.
We have one.
The problem's here. It's right now. And I've been saying this for 20 years. But yet, I'm the old man, and what do I know? Well, right now, stupid is a serious issue. And it's not the kids' fault. It's our educational system and the way we're bringing up our kids around facts and things they don't need in life.
Mm-hmm.
When they ask them to go change a tire, they don't know how.
Or how to pay their taxes.
Or even figure the taxes, or even read a measuring tape. Any of that. Basic
life skills.
Skills. Core life skills. Missing. Thinking. Critical thinking. Missing. But you were around it.
Mm-hmm.
You were taught that from your father. Where'd you learn your most stuff? The most education you got was through what?
Ooh, it's through doing everything through me.
You just said it. Application.
Yeah, definitely being hands-on.
The only way to learn. Oh, I love this. The only way to learn. I got a female guest here, 37 years old, been in the trades your whole adult life.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, the vast majority of it.
And you got out of high school, and then where'd you do?
I actually
Harding High School.
I actually went up to Boston for like a year and a half. And I just wanted to get away from Charlotte and try something new and expand my horizons, and ended up realizing.
That was great, because that's what I tell kids too. Take a year or two off.
Oh yeah, but I don't like the cold. So I couldn't stay up there. I had to come on home.
But you found out it got cold in Boston.
Oh yeah.
What'd you do in Boston, can I ask?
Up there, I actually worked 2 jobs at the time, but I was.
Oh, you were playing around, experiencing life.
Yeah. I was a front end manager with like a Ace Hardware up there, basically an economy hardware.
Oh, so you worked in a hardware store?
I did, off Mass Avenue.
Well, that'll give you an education right there.
Oh yeah, and I've worked at Lowe's too. I worked at Lowe's in a few different locations for about 6 years over the time. And I was an assistant store manager there, and I've been over different departments. So just being in Lowe's taught me a lot about different things that I may not have been exposed to while doing HVAC work.
You learned a lot in retail around the home improvement, home maintenance area, just by virtues of your jobs.
A lot of troubleshooting, a lot of figuring out, getting over challenges, things that may be going on in people's houses came through working at Lowe's too.
Did you learn anything through the trades guys and the professionals who walked in that store?
I sure did. And I'm not scared to ask them questions when I have them either, because I am not a master of one thing. But I do know enough to be dangerous. So I'm if there's something I needed to learn or didn't know the answer to, I always had somebody to reach out to, whether it was the trades that came in, or, I have an electrician as one uncle and a plumber as another uncle.
So you had a family full of trades.
Pretty much. And one of my father's friends, his close friends, was a framer and a roofer. So there was a lot to learn from the people I was surrounded with. And I wanted to learn. I was fascinated by houses.
Do you like art?
I do.
Yeah, I asked that to vast majority of the people I talk to. And there's a reason I asked that question. Because God made us all creators. And if you ask someone, do you like art? Most people say, yeah, I do. You know why? Because it's created. It's creation. It's using imagination, 2 hands in your mind, and creating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we do in construction. We think, we use our brains, we critical think, we figure out issues, problems, and we go solve them. Isn't that what you do?
Absolutely.
Do it every day. But that's the challenges around using your mind and your hands. And it's something we're not teaching in our schools. Did you learn that in school?
No. No, I didn't. I think between, I was blessed, and I actually have 2 step parents and my biological parents, all still living, thank goodness. Again, I've been blessed, but all of them were hard workers and are hard workers. They take
work ethic.
They take a lot of pride in what they do, and all of them have taught me over time work ethic. That is something that I feel like a lot of people don't have, and distractions can make people a little, I don't want to say lazy, but
fearful.
Yeah.
Also, I find that more kids are fearful. Probably the number one reason they don't do things is they fear failure. They feel they don't want to be embarrassed by not knowing. And they're afraid to attempt something and afraid of failing at it. When did you learn? When you failed. The only time you learned everything you did is when you screwed up and your father was over you saying, no, you didn't do it. You got to do it this way. But you got to screw up to learn.
You've got to learn. Yeah. If it's only a failure if you don't learn from it. And like one of my mentors actually told me, he always said, act as if you're not going to fail. So always act as if you're not going to fail. So you have to try. You can't just throw your hands in the air and hope for the best and hope somebody else figures it out, or say it's somebody else's problem. I think
blame.
Yeah. Just accountability. You have to have self-accountability.
That's not my job. By God, it is too. That's not my job.
That seems to happen. I mean, to be a trend. I keep hearing that with different.
That's not my job.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
if
the
you're in
trend.
that trade, it's your job.
Mhm.
You got to own it.
But we all work together. That's the goal. We're all trying to accomplish the same goal. So I feel like a lot of our trades that we work with, we make a great team and we collaborate and communicate, and we're good at figuring out problems together and solutions together. That way we can move forward.
Well, you got a great bunch of guys you work with, and
Sure
Dwayne
do.
and Roger, and
Mhm.
do you see much of Dwayne Johns anymore?
Not so much. He moved a little further out of Charlotte. So
Where's he at now?
Starts with a S. I can't remember, to be honest
I
with you.
got you. Well, I've known Dwayne for many, many, many years, and Roger both, and back when they were another company, and then
Mhm.
they got into Alair. What is with Alair? What is Alair? Alair Homes. You work for Alair Homes.
I do. Alair Homes, we are high-end residential custom homes and remodels, additions, things like that. It's actually a franchise. It's based out of Canada. There are, I think, 107 offices now. I could be wrong, but it's pretty close. So we have different regional sessions that we go to. We have like all company sessions that we have. It's actually a very valuable resource because in our industry, a lot of contractors, if you have your own business, who do you reach out to when you have a problem that you can't seem to figure out? Or it's really good to be able to reach out to other offices just to pick their brains, see what's working for them. It's got a lot of camaraderie and a really good culture around the different offices.
How many older fellas do you have in Alair that you can rely on? When I
Define
say
older.
that's a good question. Well, I have found that experience is a great teacher, and the older guys, 50 and above, have more knowledge and more wisdom and experience. Now, you've got a lot. You coming here at 37 years old and your background with your father and your family, your tradespeople,
Mhm.
you have a lot of experience and a lot of exposure. You have more than most men.
And I think that has taught me more than any book could.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I can read it all day, but until I do it,
Right.
it's not gonna stick.
But you've been around it. You can even read blueprints.
I can. Yep.
Yeah, you can probably draw them at this
I'd
point.
be in trouble if I couldn't.
Right.
My clients wouldn't have been happy.
Right. And you probably can draw on a computer as well, can't you?
A little bit.
Yeah, but I wouldn't think you're fluent, but you get how to do this, that, and the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the exposure, and it's part of the tools.
Mhm.
Right. But
Yeah.
back to the age thing, part of the problem in the industry is the old crew is dying,
Mhm.
going away.
Or
Me.
can't physically do it anymore because it is a very involved job. Any labor trade that you have, it takes a toll on your body. You have to take care of your body.
Thank you.
Cannot say that enough. You have to take care of your body. If you're not supposed to lift something past a certain point or certain weight, don't do it. Don't try to be the macho guy or tough girl. Don't do that because you're just going to wear your body out quicker. Take care of your body.
Know how to lift, and if you don't, figure it out and take care of your health.
Mhm.
That is your body.
That is the only thing you will have. That's the only thing you have. If you don't have it, I mean, you're gonna internalize it.
I'm 73 years old. Yesterday, I did a job that I did when I was 40, just as good. Where am I blessed? With my health.
Mhm.
Health, the older you get, the more health becomes.
Absolutely.
If you're healthy, you're wealthy.
Mhm.
Because it's hard to stay healthy in today's world with so many factors involved.
But really watch the way you lift. Wear the knee pads, even if they look funny. It doesn't matter. Wear knee pads when you're crawling around a crawl space. You'll wear your knees out too.
Good knee pads.
Yeah, good ones.
Because the lousy ones fall off. All right, we're going to take a break here. We'll be back. Jennifer Sanders in the house from Alair Homes. Learning. Wow. Come back. We'll learn.
More about the show? Go to our Facebook page, About Your House Radio. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Summer heat is here, along with the humidity. Will your air conditioner provide the comfort needed? ABS Insulating can provide the resources to give you comfort this summer and all year. ABS Insulating uses the latest technology and products to insulate and seal the envelope of your home, creating a comfortable environment all year long, also extending the life of the air conditioning. Call ABS Insulating today for lasting comfort tomorrow. 704-821-4343 or absinsulating.com.
Mike Libretto here, owner of Libretto's Pizzeria and Spinello's Pizza. I opened my first pizzeria in New York City in 2004. Not long after that, I took my passion to Charlotte, North Carolina, serving up a taste of New York City with great pizzas and authentic Italian cuisine. Come in, relax, and enjoy Libretto's Pizzeria, located off Johnson Road in the Ballantyne area. Libretto's is also home of the famous Spinello's Pizza, a 10-inch infused frozen pizza, offered in both pepperoni and plain cheese. Visit SpinellosPizza.com for more information, to find a retailer near you, or just to order for pickup at the restaurant. Libretto's Pizzeria is open 7 days a week, a great place to relax, dine in, take out, delivery, or for catering. Visit us online at Libretto'sPizzeria.com. Call us at 704-714-1442 for the best in New York pizza and Italian cuisine. That's Libretto's Pizzeria. Stop in and become part of the family.
There's big news in the Carolinas. Queen City Audio, Video, and Appliances is now Queen City Home Store. For over 70 years, we've been your trusted retailer for appliances, electronics, and more. Now, we're taking it to the next level with a new name, a fresh look, and more ways to serve you, offering the same outstanding service you've always counted on, while bringing you everything you need for your home. Queen City Home Store. Same great service, more possibilities. Visit us at queencityonline.com.
Let's face it, we do not like bugs and especially spiders and ants. Unwanted pests in the home are not only creepy, they can also spread sickness and cause significant damage to the structural integrity of our homes. Kilo Exterminating has been taking care of pest control problems in the Charlotte area for over 70 years with award-winning customer service. Moisture readings are standard with all crawl space inspection. Call Kilo Exterminating at the first sign of infestation, 704-333-9855, or online at kilo.biz. Again, that's 704-333-9855.
Have a comment or question for the show? Call us 704-227-8986. That's 704-227-8986. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. Jennifer Sanders, Alair Homes in the house. All right, I'm going to back up a little bit, talking about your journey. This is great. And thank you, Karina, for having Jennifer show up today. Is Karina still working there?
She is, yeah.
Cool. But finding out her journey, you worked in Lowe's, hardware stores, various places until you got to Alair, I guess. How'd you get your job at Alair?
Well, I worked for one other custom builder before Alair. I started.
All right, how'd you get into building? I mean, how did that happen? One day somebody walk in the hardware store, Lowe's, and say, "I'd like to hire you." I mean,
No, funny enough, I guess it's not funny. I used to work
Could
for
be.
an industrial piping company.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they
that's funny. No, I'm
they
kidding.
sold
I'm kidding.
were not doing so well, so they split into different sections,
Okay.
and my job got eliminated, so I started looking for work. And one of the people that I used to work with at Lowe's actually was working for the contractor I was at before Alair. So I started there as like basically an assistant project manager, just helping with some of the paperwork, estimates, managing the clients, a little bit so the project manager could continue running the schedules.
Well, he's out in the field too. He's doing one
Mhm.
thing, you're doing another.
Yep, yep. So I started more admin.
Like to your point earlier, you got a team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Teamwork works.
But that wasn't my ultimate place that I wanted to be at. So I ended up starting looking for another job and came across Alair. I wanna say it was on LinkedIn, and reached out, and all uphill from there.
Right. They valued your experience.
Yeah, and
Because you got a great background.
I mean, I've learned a lot too because
You got a
just
degree.
doing
You got a degree.
I have my own degree in my mind.
Thank you. You do. You've got a degree. Matter of fact, well, I shouldn't say this, but a teacher a superintendent walked up to me and says, "Son, don't tell me you're not educated. You got a PhD, and you learned it the hard way,
Mhm.
same way you did. Application. When you get out in the field and you do it, and you've worked around the puzzle. And when I say the puzzle, because all construction is just like a big puzzle,
Mhm.
all the pieces have to fit, and you found that out.
Yeah. Yeah, and it felt good. Alair was they're very open to communication, transparency, just being clear with each other. It's a very good place to work. I'm happy with it. I've worked at other companies before also, so I mean, I've built everything from townhomes on slabs to houses on helical piers, so it's just I've kinda done it all between custom and even some spec building, so,
So where do you see yourself in this industry? You're a business development. What's that include now? You say you're business development director.
yeah, so that's, trying to
I mean, you're not project manager anymore.
No, oh, no, I was a project manager for several years. That's the majority of my experience. Business development's actually new to me as of this past fall,
Well,
so
let me back up first, and I'm sorry to be jumpy here, but just for clarifications. And the reason I'm going into this is because there are a lot of you ladies out there that have tremendous amount of intelligence and the desire to learn more about building. If you didn't, TV shows around home improvement wouldn't be so popular because ladies, you're busting the industry wide open. And one example of that is, I met Jennifer really at NARI.
It's through NARI.
Through NARI. Now, what's NARI? I talk about it a lot, the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. And I've mentioned this, and this is why Jennifer and women in general are really coming on strong in the industry. Back when we started the NARI chapter back in 1990, October of 1990, there were Deborah J. worked with Ted Lansing. She was on the board as secretary, and we had 4 other women that participated on a month. Very few women were there at the meetings. You might have 40 to 60 people, but only like a handful of women. Well, I went to the last month's NARI meeting, and the room was full. About 120 people, I think, attended, and the vast majority of the people in the room were women.
Yeah, and they even have the women in NARI meetings now too,
Yeah, women in NARI. And my point in all that is sitting right here with me now, women are really active, involved in the trades. And now you're administrative basically now.
More so now, yeah.
More so now, and you've moved into that realm. But there's a lot of tool handlers out there that are female.
Absolutely.
They yield, and you came up with that. So it's you're an inspiration, or could be an inspiration to other women looking to get into the industry. But now you're business development director. You came from project management. What did you find out being a female, a young female in the industry, I might add? What kind of issues did you run up against being a project manager? Yeah.
That's a good question.
Well, and that's one of the issues that the industry is confronting is let's just call it the rules and regs around construction. Men are somewhat abrasive in their language and their treatment of women.
Can be.
Can be.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just don't butter it up and put icing all over it, call it what it is. And did you confront any of that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So experience from when I worked back at Lowe's, actually, I was an assistant manager there, and there were a lot of times the trades would come in, like somebody would come in to try to find something or need help with something, and they would go right past me to go ask a man that's working there. And that man would turn around and come right back to me with that person to get them what they needed. So, I always laughed at that because I'm like, I just asked if I could help you and you said no and went to him. And that's okay, but that's just their perception.
But that's stereotypical.
It definitely is. And in construction, it's definitely gotten better than it was 10 years ago.
Yes.
And especially from the 90s, you talk about NARI, but there are still the people out there. I've had comments where even trades people will say, "Oh, you good. You know how to swing a hammer. Oh, look, a woman who knows how to swing a hammer, who can do this, who can do that." And I'm like, yeah, nothing's going to hold me back. And just because I'm a female, I'm just as capable and pretty detail oriented compared to some men.
Jennifer, you're a woman.
Yeah.
You are more detailed.
For sure.
Than most all men. That's one of the differences between men and women. Women are typically more detail oriented than men. That's my feminine side because I'm very detail oriented. And I've had women tell me that as well. But yeah, details.
Yeah, and I also feel like women are probably better communicators overall.
Yes, there's another factor. Yes, they are. But
Nothing against the men. But women are better communicators usually with those clients and those people.
What I'm about to say is I've got to be very careful with because I'm not careful enough with my language sometimes, and people tend to go off the rails over it. I love women in construction. Love it. I do.
Me too.
I think it's great. However, there reaches a point where women become mothers to boys, and they don't let them be men. I hope I said that correctly.
You did. And sometimes those men don't step up either, though.
That's the issue I'm going to. If men don't step up and be men, for example, and I'm going to tell this little story because it proves my point. And I'm not out to be right. I'm out to improve our kids' lives through discipline and understanding of that. I teach kids through different nonprofits. And I had a whole year with a nonprofit last year with about 15 to 20 kids. And at the end, now I need help. I need more men to step up and play men's roles, okay, to help. But at the end of the year, I asked for a critique. I wanted to know what I did right as well as what I did wrong. And I wanted to know what they thought as well because I'm dealing with predominantly women around kids. And this dynamic was great. And they said, Ray, at the end of the year, they said they loved it. These kids embraced it, and they typically do because when they interact and engage and serve and have purpose, they typically get happier.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what God made us for. Okay. The number one complaint was my voice. I'm too loud.
What?
I'm too loud and to sound like I'm yelling and being aggressive. I work on it every day because I do have a big mouth. I do have this,
presence.
In today's world, thank you, a presence. And they said, if you can tone it down, I said, I tell you what, I'll tone my voice down, but let me say this to you. I will not be less than a man at any point. And what I mean by that is if I'm in the room and you've told a student twice to do something, it won't go to 3 without me coming into play. So if I'm in the room and you don't want that, I'm in the wrong place because I will not let a child disrespect you or anyone else. I won't. And I'm going to be the man I am because these kids need more men in their lives.
Somebody needs to hold them accountable.
I said, and I'm going to step in there. And they said, and what you're saying is we need to do a better job. Thank you. Yes, you do. And that's where the women thing get a little hairy because they tend to want to be mothers. Nurturers. And coddle.
People pleasers.
And baby these kids. No. That's we're doing it too much. Does that make sense?
Too much to the point where they don't know how to be self-reliant anymore.
Thank you. And it gets into that fear, and they're afraid to fail. Where I, and believe it or not, I heard the teachers talking about it. I said, no, fail. And I stepped up again. I stepped right in there and said, no, you got to learn to fail. Because that's the only time you're really going to learn is when you attempt something through application and you fail and you mess it up. Okay, whoopee, let's fix it.
That's how you grow.
And that's the only way you'll learn. Right?
Absolutely. It's the only way to grow.
But if men don't step up and be men, what do these kids know about it? And that gets into the single female role models that these parents are having to play and raise kids without fathers. It's a tremendous problem we're facing with our education system as well.
And that's where you also end up with women that are overly independent because they won't let a man help them because they feel like they have to rely on themselves.
They don't feel like it. They live it.
Yeah.
I don't need a man. We need each other.
We're social animals. We're social creatures.
Yeah.
We're not
there's
supposed
a reason,
to be alone.
There's a reason you got men and there's a reason you got women. It really works well. In every species I look at in nature, it works. By gosh, there was some plan here. Wow. Where are we making it wrong? Where have we gone wrong? Well, men aren't men anymore. You got any replies to that?
The majority are not. I will not say for everyone. I'm not trying to start a war here.
Look, I'm not after a war. I'm after reality. I'm after what humanity's supposed to be.
I think they're more consumed with social media and how they appear to people and come off to other people and their image. They're worried about how they look instead of what's inside and what they can accomplish. So they almost sell themselves short, men.
Almost?
They do.
They're fearful. They don't know what to do. We got some issues. But speaking around kids, men, we need more of you. We need to step up and help these kids. I would love to have some help helping kids. Because right now, even in the industry, are y'all finding good help out there?
Some, not as much as we used to have. There are a lot of people that don't want to work or will point the finger and say it's someone else's problem, someone else's fault.
Blamers.
Yeah, they just don't want to work though. They don't want to grow. They just want a paycheck. But we actually have an intern. His name's Ferris. He interned with us for 2 years and then he got hired on. So he's full-time with us now. And his brother interned last year too. And both of them, man, they're awesome. Like he's a hardworking kid.
And I don't want to throw this in there again. Got to be careful. Your father. You had a father. You have a stepfather.
Sure do.
You got fathers.
I'm blessed. Yes.
You're blessed, right? Ferris. He got a father.
I'm sure he does, but I don't know how close they are.
But you get my point. There's a father. See, we need more men present in kids' lives because look at you. You're a prime example. If you've got a male role model, why'd you go out with your father to work?
I enjoyed it. I think I always enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed just going to different places, seeing different things and
learning.
Yeah, learning. I like to learn. If you're not learning, you're dying. There's no point.
But you got to do to learn. And these lazy people, they're not doing, they're after money.
Because they won't look up from their phones either. I won't talk about phones though.
You can, because it's one of the major problems we face today.
It's an addiction for some people.
For the majority of people, it is an addiction. If you don't believe me, go to Vegas and just walk down the street and look. It's pretty apparent we're addicted.
Mm-hmm.
Very. And it's a problem. So not to talk about it? Oh, hell no. We got to talk about it because it's a tremendous problem. I mean, it is, and it's not back to education. Do you think kids ought to have this in classroom?
Not when the class is active. I think it's good at a certain age for children, like preteens, teenage, to have a phone with them if they need it. But during class, the phone should not be out. It should be in a backpack or put away or a locker.
If they can discipline themselves to do that, but they can't.
And you can't let the teachers do it. And teachers, they can't do it.
This is another
for all those
issue
kids.
I've witnessed. I've been in a classroom, and this right here is the biggest interruption in the world right now, is technology. I had a young lady tell me, F you. Young student.
Over a phone?
Over a phone.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's worse than people realize. Now, some schools in some rural areas don't allow them. Phones are not allowed in class.
Well, it overstimulates you too, because it's like you constantly have to be on. No matter what age, you've got notifications, dings, pings going off on your watch, on your phone, on your computer, whatever system you may have. But it will overstimulate you and cause burnout without you even realizing it, because it's become such a habit for you at a certain point to check it. You just pick up your phone and check it, and you've got 500 notifications, and none of them are actually important, maybe one or two. But it's just having to be always on. That will wear you out quicker than you think, and for reasons that you may not realize.
Spot on, but you didn't want to talk about phones.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about phones. I could get on my soapbox about that one.
Well, but that's how
I miss the old flip phones. You know those? You remember those yellow Nextels?
Oh,
the yellow and black Nextels?
Yeah. Oh, I hated the beepers.
Oh man, my dad dropped so many out of the attics. They'd fall and hit the ground and fall into puddles, and then once they dried out, they were fine, good to go. I've dropped my phone like 1 foot from the ground, and it breaks, shatters.
Right. But you just said something, about the phones, and you said I could get on my soapbox, but that's a big issue. Is it not?
It is. And it's a distraction. And you talk about work ethic and learning things and focus. Like if you can't, it takes so long. I think it was like 20 minutes to actually get deep work focus on anything. So if you're out on a job site and you're trying to learn, if you have an intern or somebody's trying to watch an electrician wire something, I'm not an electrician, so I'm not going to pretend to know that stuff. And then, during the middle of it, if they're going to pick
don't
up,
like electrical.
I will burn a house down.
I
should not touch electrical.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
You don't like electrical. I got that.
I can't do it. But if somebody's trying to teach you something and you're constantly checking your phone out of a habit, you're not actually engaged. You're not actually paying attention. You're not absorbing anything. Even if you're hearing it and you're seeing it, if you're looking at your phone every 10 seconds, 20 seconds, you're not gathering that information. You're not storing that.
I couldn't agree more. I love hearing it from you. And, especially someone in the industry, because you go by a work site and look at all the men out there, half of them are on their phones.
Yeah, you want me to make it worse? I'm a millennial, Ray.
No, I don't go for that. That's like putting you in a bucket, and I don't do that. And you're not a typical.
Well, thank you.
You're not a typical millennial, whatever that is.
Something born.
And here's another thing. Here's something about me. I don't want to be a Republican. I don't want to be a Democrat. I don't want to be red. I don't want to be blue. Okay? I don't want to be liberal. I don't want to be conservative. I'm sick of all the labels, and we constantly do it right here. This is why we do it. Would you agree or disagree?
I agree.
This is why we do it, because we're embedded. We're constantly
fed information. May not be accurate information either.
That is the issue, and that's what this has become. And it's great for information. And now we've got AI. Oh my gosh.
Embrace it.
Have you got feelings about AI?
I think it's got its benefits, but I think it's also back to work ethic and making people lazy. I think it can make people lazy.
We'll talk about it. More about your house coming your way. Yeah. Come on back. 704-227-8986. Jennifer Sanders in the house. Alair Homes. Interesting. 37-year-old female in the industry telling it like it is. I love it. I love it. We'll be back.
More about the show? Go to our Facebook page, About Your House Radio. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Sam Atero of AteroMedia.com. Someone asked me once what I love the most about my 30-year-long career as a media producer and educator, and I have to say the fact that not only do I get to create for a living every day, but then I get to teach and help others to use the content and gear systems that I've built for them themselves. Do you need professional live event video production or streaming services? You're in great hands with our family business. All 5-star Google reviews. That's ETTARO Media.com.
Owens Chimney Systems is known for all professional chimney services since 1989, including chimney cleaning, recommended annually, chimney evaluations and inspections, any and all chimney repairs and restorations, gas fireplace and gas fire log service, furnace cleaning, cleaning out one of the most overlooked appliances in the home. Get it done right the first time. That's Owens Chimney Systems at 704-554-9595, or you can visit us online at owenschimneysystems.com.
Carolina Foundation Solutions is a family-owned and operated company and a licensed general contractor in North and South Carolina, providing foundation solutions from the mountains to the sandy shores of the coast. At Carolina Foundation Solutions, our objective is to help educate, offer guidance, and provide assistance. With over 200 years of combined experience, our family of experts are ready to help protect and repair your largest investments. If you have a problem, we have a solution. Call 877-883-4626 or online, carolinafoundationsolutions.com.
Have a comment or question for the show? Call us 704-227-8986. That's 704-227-8986. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. About Your House, 704-227-8986. Got Jennifer Sanders in the house talking construction. And, you said you didn't want to talk about cell phones, but cell phones really get in the way in a lot of cases because people are addicted to them. Okay, moving forward. Your business development, you've been project manager, you've worked in the field handling jobs. Real quick, project manager, what's the project manager do?
So project manager, it depends on who you work for, but with Alair, we manage everything from the clients. We collaborate with architects, designers. We do everything. We have a planning process that we go through. We meet trades on site. We get scopes of work built up for each trade. We get things hard quoted. That way the client knows what they're going to pay when they go to construction, and it's totally transparent. So they can see every quote. If we get trade discounts, we pass them along to them. But we manage everything from start to finish, everything from the initial design building with the architect and designer. We like to stay involved on the front end, like early on, just so they're not over designing for the client's budget. Because then they have to turn around and spend more money, and it's a hassle, and nobody wants to do that. But we work with them. We work with the client through making the selections. We get them to construction. We're managing ordering materials. We're managing deliveries. We're managing trades. We're managing personalities. So every job's different, and that's part of what I like about it so much is, we do custom homes and remodels, additions, and every house you open up those walls, you got a new challenge to face. So it's a constantly learning in this industry, and every day, every time I meet people, for instance, or even any other trades, we're just you learn from that. You learn from those experiences, and you take it for what it is, and it's really enjoyable.
Right. Well, you were fearful about coming on here and talking today, and I want to tell you, you're doing a fine job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Because you're being you. We just talked about it during the break, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, sure did.
You're just being you, and one of the problems is too many people try. And if they just figured out how to just be and be the best version of that you can possibly be, we'd be in a lot better shape.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. It's funny you said that.
And unfortunately, even with me at my age, we still do stupid things, but we're never too old to learn. My problem is, when am I going to learn?
You just have to want to learn. You have to be open-minded. Oh, yeah. You can't close your mind off to anything because the world's so much. We're all our main character in our story, right?
Right, exactly.
But just being open-minded to other people's life trajectories and what's going on in their life, and just, it's important.
I hear you. Okay. You were project manager and you liked it.
I did. I loved it.
Well, what happened?
I loved it.
You still love it?
Yeah, I wanted a new challenge, honestly. I had done project management for a while. And I think I was getting, honestly, to a level that I was a little burnout. I was getting a little burnout. Yeah. And it's been challenging. We talk about COVID. It's changed. The whole industry has changed since COVID. It is not the industry it was before 2020. And it seems like every year is a different type of challenge, whether that's cost or timelines or communication,
All right. You hit the nail on the head. I wanted to go to communication. All right. You've been in the industry now 12 years? Heavy duty.
Just over 10, yeah.
Well, no, that's the actual
construction project management. Yeah,
exactly. In the construction production end of it. Okay. Prior to that, you were hands-on tool girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You were out in the field or dealing with the trades in various capacities. But now you've moved into business development. And I talk to a lot of people. And also, I'm finding that it's a general conversation piece today to talk about communication or lack thereof. I'm finding it harder to do anything or get anything done than ever before in my career because of communication or lack of. People don't respond. People don't communicate. You've got to chase.
Yeah, I can't figure out the no response thing. I don't know why that has become so prevalent.
And it's happened more so since COVID.
Absolutely, yeah.
Are you finding it to be an issue?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So that's probably one of the biggest ones, just a lack of communication at all. Whether it's good or bad, you still need to communicate.
It's the most important thing we collectively do every day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I ask that question to students all the time. What's the most important thing you do every day? And because it's a very, very important aspect of what we are as human beings.
Mhm.
But yet, back to these stupid cell phones. Why can't you pick it up, dial a number, and talk to me?
Instead of texting?
I'm sick and tired of no talk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can have somebody reach out to you on Instagram, Facebook Messenger, text, TikTok. What else is there? I know there's like 50,000 more that I'm not thinking of, but yeah. And then you may have the same person reaching out to you on all platforms.
Why don't you pick up the phone and talk to me? Does it make sense? Let me ask you.
I
You're
think
a
it made
professional.
people a little less social. Like,
Has that phone rang
no, not once.
since COVID? I remember the day where the phone would light up. Now, it might be me and people don't like me, and it might be. I can buy that.
It might just be today. It might just be because I'm on here. Who knows?
No, it's because people don't talk anymore. They'll text, they'll message, they'll email, they'll chat, they'll whatever the heck you want to name it. But will they pick the phone? I got a new rule, several. One, I won't deal with contractors. Why? I've already told you, they don't communicate. And then if I go out to a job and they're stupid and don't know what they're doing, and I tell them, then I become the problem.
Pointing the finger.
Am I right or
Yep.
wrong?
You're right.
I become the problem because I pointed out you got some areas that I shouldn't even be here yet.
Yeah. But it's flip sided. It goes both ways.
It does go
goes
both ways. I agree. But but this is constant.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. All right. Now,
why do you think it is people don't want to pick up the phone?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Like, I have an old soul, so I still write snail mail cards. Like, I will put a
That's
stamp on a
awesome.
card to
Well-
people. So I would definitely rather pick up the phone than text, especially try to avoid arthritis if I can for a little while longer.
Speaking of mail, have you lost any mail lately?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That's a yes.
The Charlotte Regional Processing and Distribution Center had 54,421 pieces of delayed mail, including express mail. The headlines to this story are 70,000 pieces of delayed mail found in NC postal facilities.
70,000.
I lost 3 checks in the mail last year to $30,000.
We don't even pick up. We don't have clients mail us checks ever. We just go meet them in person.
That's why I brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Now, if you're wondering why I want a check before I leave, or you going to Zelle me, or you're going to write me a check or something before I leave the job, because I don't want to wait on the mail. I'm sick and tired of our mail system. Another one. You don't even do it that way because it don't work.
We'd rather wire it this day and age just because checks disappear going in or out.
I lost 3 mails due to theft, 3 checks last year as well. Put them in the mailbox. One of them blue boxes at the postal service.
Somebody probably snuck in and
Somebody
got that.
broke in that box, took my checks, rewrote the checks. Yeah. Now, you wonder why I don't want you to mail me a check.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you. Write one.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I've been waiting now 2 dang weeks. 2 weeks on a check. They initially said they'd sell me. Here we get into communication. You told me one thing. Now you're telling me you mailed something. Now 2 weeks later, I still don't have it. You get it? And you're wondering why I'm upset about not getting paid. I don't mind doing your job. I don't even mind waiting to a degree, but I will not get a check in the mail. That's another policy.
Yeah, I should just be able to pick one up and call it a day and move on. Next thing.
But I brought this up because you said mail. You're an old card writer, and that's what threw me here. But I've lost my driver's license was lost in the mail. My new.
Oh, that's a fun one to lose.
Well, I had to go back, stand in line at 6 o'clock in the morning to do it again because of our mail. Sorry to bring this one up, but it's something we got to. That's about your house, man. About your mail. You get all that junk mail and trash. It's crazy. Why can't we rely on our mail? Why?
I don't know that one. I don't know the
Oh,
answer
I
to that
know
one.
you don't. None of us do. It gets into work ethic.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. And blaming.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't my job. Okay. All right, let's get back on track. Sorry to jump ship, but this mail thing got me this morning. Somebody
Got you fired up.
Well, because it doesn't get better.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better. It only gets worse. I'm sick and tired. How can we fix these things? Like lack of communication.
Lack of communication and accountability.
The number one thing you deal with in your office every day sounds like communication's up there or lack thereof,
Oh,
right?
communication is definitely top of the list.
We're going to talk more about it. Got Jennifer Sanders. What does business development director do? Well, it depends on which company. And one to your thing, project manager. Where the term superintendent go?
It's still being used.
To me, a project manager is nothing but a great superintendent. Simple. But we don't use that word anymore much, do we?
No. Certain builders do, but not the majority.
So a good superintendent was the Mac Daddy on the job. Am I right or
You
wrong?
are right. Yep. That's the one you went to. You always went to the super.
Always went to superintendent. Always. I would cherish that title when I made it. That was like graduating with a PhD.
Yeah. Your own PhD.
You're a superintendent. And I love that position. But it's pretty much non-existent anymore. Now they call them project managers. Right?
So like at our office, we actually have lead carpenters.
Oh, I know.
That are pretty much like a super.
They are on
And
the job.
And our project managers, I guess we kind of go hand in hand together. We couldn't do our job without them and vice versa.
Got to have good lead men. Got to have them. 704-227-8986 about your house. Hour number 3 coming your way right after this.
Hour number 3, Jennifer Sanders, the business development director at Alair Homes, talks more about her field experiences, communication issues that plague the industry, and what's involved in her job day to day. About Your House is brought to you in part by PutToolsInSchools.org, connecting students to tools of the trades and raising awareness of the many career pathways. Also brought to you in part by Queen City Home Store. Queen City Home Store is a family-owned store serving the Carolinas for over 70 years. They're the largest independent appliance retailer in the Carolinas, constantly growing and taking pride in the experience they offer customers with a knowledgeable sales staff, product selection, and lowest price guarantee. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some time with us. And now, here's your host, Ray Terry.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 3. You've got Jennifer Sanders in the house from Alair Homes. Alair Homes being a custom home builder and remodeling. And you say high end because high end, it costs more.
Well, we do pay attention to the quality
No,
too.
you get what you pay for. And like I said earlier, I know your founders basically, Dwayne Johns and Roger Ketchum, and that
Yep,
the two,
yep.
they're still there
Yeah,
around.
Dwayne actually got promoted and is that's why he's moved a little bit further out. But
Right. But great guys. They were involved with NARI, and Dwayne, he was really involved with it in the education arena around NARI and CRs and all the certifications they have in NARI. And then got a hold of Alair. How long?
yeah, they've been around in the since the 90s, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, but great guys, great quality, great builders. Really good
Yeah, I
stuff.
might be biased, but I agree.
Well, nobody in today's world, not one builder out there is perfect because of the labor issues. And they can be great and they have great values and great work ethics and great management styles.
But there is a certain level of expectation that we have with our trades and ourselves and in our company that we want to maintain. Even if those trades are falling short, we work together to get them back up to par. Or we don't work together.
Well, yeah, you have to in construction. Anything you do especially remodel. Let me ask you, new homes,
Mhm.
remodeling, got one that you like better than the other?
Ooh, so my jam is actually historic renovations. That's my
So
favorite. Yeah,
remodeling.
I love that. New homes are okay. I mean,
To
to
me,
me, it's more
they're
fun to do remodels because it's like I said, a different challenge. I like to be challenged.
it's more creative too, is it
It
not?
is. I mean,
That's where I love it because see, I started in new construction
mhm.
in apartment building. Okay. Well, that's so simple. It's unreal. It's so repetitive. And so actually it gets to be mundane.
It gets old.
Well, it gets boring.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember and you're a little ADHD too, aren't you?
A little bit. Pick that up, huh?
I knew that
You
one.
can tell where my thoughts are
Yeah,
going.
right. Well, if they did a research and did study on this, you would find that 80 to 90% of everybody in construction's got ADHD or ADD because actually it's a human trait that they've branded because of the prescription writing in our pharmaceutical industry in order to sell more drugs, Adderall, Ritalin, and all those things. And there's maybe 2 or 3 more than they've got now. They have to brand you with a learning disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with you. But according to them, because you can't sit still in class and behave yourself, you have a problem and you need to be medicated.
You need to be mindful of it and work on your awareness, your self-awareness, because there are traits there, I think, for everybody. Some people more so than others.
Absolutely. Like I was in the house the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I turned to the wife and I asked her, most professionals wouldn't ask a customer this, but I'm a little stupid anyway. I said, which one's OCD, you or him? She looked at me and she said, oh, it's apparent. I said, oh, yeah, big time. She said, he is. He's over the top. I said, I kind of felt that. I wasn't being critical. I like people being very picky because if you're picky, you know what you want and typically know what quality is.
Yeah, and then you can understand them better too.
Absolutely. So OCD doesn't bother me at all. Matter of fact, I kind of like it.
Me too. I build houses like it's either going to be my house or my parents' house. Any house that I build or remodel, that's why I think I take it so personally, and I typically have pretty good reviews and clients. We get along great. Any house that I build, I'm building it like my parents are going to live there. So if it's something that I'm not accepting like my parents to have, I'm not going to give that to anybody else, and the quality shouldn't be lessened.
That's awesome. And you say you like historical remodeling better.
I do. It's just like looking at old framing to me is just amazing. Like,
don't you just love to walk through old cities?
I do.
And see all the old. I'm the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Seattle down at Pikes, all that. There's so much history down there. Just seeing the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And Charleston's another city.
The architecture that was involved in it.
See the brick wall that has 3 or 4 windows that have been bricked up, and you wonder when did they do that? how long ago, and so much history to those buildings. It's great.
I just hate seeing some of those buildings demoed. It
Well,
breaks my
then
heart.
you love Charlotte, don't you?
I do. It's grown and
But see,
exponentially.
they tear down all the
I know.
all the
It
history.
doesn't even look
Charlotte's
the
gone.
same. Doesn't look the same.
It's gone. That irks me. You know, there's two historical buildings in Charlotte most people are totally unaware of, and they're still standing. The two first dealerships in Charlotte.
Dealerships, really?
Automobile dealerships, very two first car dealership. The buildings still exist today in Charlotte, but very few people know where they're at. One's on South Trine down here, and the other one's on North Trine. And they were original car dealerships way back, way back. And I can't remember the names, but I've done a lot of history research for radio, as a matter of fact. Back in years ago, I'd give away meal tickets and what have you around historical questions, around Charlotte. And there's a lot of history here, but very few historical buildings are left.
And I know that that was probably 20 years ago that when they built that fire department off Wilkinson, they were going to demo that Dairy Queen, that really old Dairy Queen.
Historical.
They fought for that one.
It's on the register now, and they cannot tear it down.
Yep.
It's just like the facades. Are you aware that this building right beside us here at the studio, they saved the whole historical facade and built a whole new building behind it?
Oh, wow.
They're doing it down on Graham Street in an apartment building down on Graham, down at 4th Street, I believe. Right there on the corner, they tore the whole building down, but saved the brick facade.
Wow.
On the front. Pretty amazing
I love that,
feat. Yeah, pretty amazing feat, but they've done that. And trying to save a little history. Now I got a question for you. Where was the where was the first full service grocery store in Charlotte?
Ooh. I don't know that one.
Right across the street. Still building. The building is still there. Atlantic and Pacific, A&P. Right there.
Wow.
Right there. The building's still the same building. There's a little history. A lot of people don't. What was the first subdivision in Charlotte? You're a homie. Dilworth.
Makes sense.
Spangler built it. And that's the history. There's a lot of great history around Charlotte, but people have forgotten about it or don't care about it. But the fact that they've tore all the buildings down irked me.
Yeah, me too.
No history left. But hey, welcome to Charlotte. That's just the way things are. All right, let's get back on track here about you and your job. Did they come to you one day at Alair and say, well, Jennifer, you do such fine work. We want you to be our business development director. How'd that come to be?
Well, we had a couple talks about it before, just growing my position a little bit for long-term growth. Potentially buying in as a partner eventually at some point with Alair. So just getting more involved in a broader range of the skills that are required. So, like I said, I've been doing project management for so long. We just sat down and talked about it, and it was a good time for me to transition out of project management and try something new. So it's been good. It's been difficult just shifting my mindset because as a project manager, I'm so focused on making sure all the things get done, like tasks and looking ahead to what's next, what's coming. And it's I guess it's not that different, but at the same time, what I'm doing now is more meeting potential clients, meeting with architects, designers, just trying to build collaborative teams together. That way we're setting projects up for success on the front end, and setting our project managers up for success. That way, when they get to construction, there's a clear expectation for the client and for the trades of what to expect through the process.
So what do you do? You just kind of told me, but I want you to be a little bit more in depth because
I communicate, Ray.
I picked up on that, and I'm glad you do, dear.
I communicate. That is probably, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but that's probably one of my biggest strengths, actually, is the communication, because I think I have built enough rapport with the trades to build solid relationships with them.
So when you say you're business development director, do you go out and look for, it's new work? You're not looking for work as much as you're looking for elements of the team.
I always want more work. That's just the way it is. But more elements of the team too. So I want to help people understand what Alair is and what we do. I want to drive, the fact that we do new homes additions, renovations. We're not like every other contractor. We don't just do guesses on numbers and hope for the best and hope it works for the client. We like to advocate for our clients, and for all of our trade partners that we're involved with. We like to advocate for all of them, but I got distracted. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I picked up my phone.
Yeah, I got distracted.
See how they distract you?
It is.
They will. I just need to know what time it was because our clock's not working.
Oh boy.
But that's being resourceful.
Yeah. That's why you have to look at your phone.
Yeah.
It gives you another reason, whether it's a camera or a clock. We're back on the phones.
They're probably one of the most important tools we have, but yet the most abused and neglected tools we have.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so back to the business development, it's more meeting with those potential clients,
sure,
and talking them through construction. We want to be their knowledgeable person that they can come to, whether or not they end up working with us. I want to be a resource for them to show them, to protect yourself and for the best quality build. Like, you need to look for these things, you need to check these things, and just to try to guide them a little bit and be that expert resource for them.
I hear you. Well, remodeling is probably as tough today. Like you said, it all changed with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And when COVID came on the scene, and me having the background in remodeling that I've gotten, I knew everything was going to be topsy-turvy for some time, like the delay in materials. How'd that affect you? Just it changed the whole.
Oh, yeah. Almost every material was delayed somewhere or another, and you couldn't guess. If people would tell you it would be 2 weeks out, it would actually be 3 months out. Who knew? It was, and we try to tell that to clients, but clients.
Wasn't that the biggest mess you ever seen in your life?
It's a disaster. It was a disaster. It was very stressful. And I think for anybody in the industry that has felt the pressure financially from materials not coming in, trades not showing up, people being out sick, there was just a combination of things that our industry could not keep up. We could not keep up. And we worked as hard as we could, but COVID set us back in quite a ways, and it put a lot more stress, I feel like, than 5 years ago versus today. There's a lot more stress. Trades are more tense. People are more tense in general. So many people are quick to snap and be agitated with you rather than communicate. Just communicate. Pick up the phone. Like you said, pick up the phone. We'll talk through whatever problem it is, and we'll work together and we'll get it. But just shutting it down and pretending it's not real doesn't help anything.
One contractor texted me 3 times, and I told him in a text 3 times the answer. I said, and then I stopped. I says, this requires conversation and dialogue. Phone call works. I quit dealing with that person.
Well, you can misread a text, right? You can't hear tone in a text. You can't hear the way people are saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't
call
just
it body language in a voice.
Yeah.
You
definitely communicate with body language too, whether even subconsciously.
Oh, right. Oh, I agree. And it can be loud. Right. Real loud. All right. Jennifer Sanders, Business Development Director, Alair Homes. Come on back. We'll have some more conversation. And who knows what all. Well, let's talk a little bit about put tools in schools. Our kids need it.
Yes, they do.
And we'll talk about it. Come on back.
Find out more about the show? Go to our Facebook page, About Your House Radio. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
What's up, everybody? This is Jenna with Crown Town Cannabis, Charlotte's first dispensary. Now, we didn't want to stop at being Charlotte's first dispensary. We want to be Charlotte's first place to do cannabis-centered events. Check us out at cltcbd.com to see all of the awesome events that we have coming up. One of our favorites is a fully infused dinner happening at different local Charlotte restaurants. And coming this August, we will be putting on Charlotte's first CLT-centered festival. Check us out, cltcbd.com.
There's big news in the Carolinas. Queen City Audio, Video, and Appliances is now Queen City Home Store. For over 70 years, we've been your trusted retailer for appliances, electronics, and more. Now, we're taking it to the next level with a new name, a fresh look, and more ways to serve you, offering the same outstanding service you've always counted on, while bringing you everything you need for your home. Queen City Home Store. Same great service, more possibilities. Visit us at queencityonline.com.
The professionals at Kilo Exterminating Company have over 70 years of experience in pest control. Throughout the years, they always pride themselves on maintaining the highest standard of quality and customer service, with every technician being state certified. And moisture readings are standard with every inspection. Their top priority is ensuring your home is free from pests such as ants, mosquitoes, termites, and any other pests wreaking havoc on your home. That's Kilo Exterminating at 704-333-9855 or online, kilo.biz. That's 704-333-9855.
Libretto's Pizzeria was established in 2004 in New York City. It's located in Charlotte on John J. Valentine area, serving up authentic New York pizzas and a full Italian menu. Come in casual, hang out, and relax. We offer dine-in, takeout. You can order delivery. We could also cater your special event. Libretto's has got you covered. I am Mike Libretto. We are also the home of Spinello's famous infused take and bake pizzas. Visit us online at librettospizzeria.com and spinellospizza.com or call us at 704-714-1442.
Have a comment or question for the show? Call us 704-227-8986. That's 704-227-8986. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. Let's go to the phones, talk to Mike. Good morning, Mike. How in the world are you?
I'm doing great, Ray. Hope you are.
I am marvelous. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I've been enjoying listening to your show this morning, and you touched on a couple of things that I thought I'd call in and just comment on. And the first is that auto dealership on South Tryon. That was Frank Wood's Pontiac.
Yeah, it was, but it was the first. I thought it was something else. But I hear what you're saying. I appreciate you calling in on that.
Yeah, and maybe way back it was something else, but it was in the late '60s. I can remember they had a new innovation on cars, and they said, "Come on down and see if you can find where the radio antenna is." And I guess it was late '60s, and it was back when they had it sandwiched in the front windshield.
Yep, I remember that. That was the first one. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, then the next thing I want to comment on is your discussion about how text messages can be misinterpreted, and this is a true story. I'm in the insurance business, so I'm not going to go deep in insurance, but there was an agent who sent an email in to add a vehicle. Let's call it a Chevrolet, and the agent said to the underwriter by email, add the Chevrolet, whatever. Well, the underwriter needed to know how the vehicle was used. And so the underwriter sent an email back and said, use, please, USE. Okay. Well, the agent thought the underwriter was saying, use, please, when you asked me to add this. You see the misunderstanding?
Yeah, I do.
So the agent got very upset because the underwriter was saying, use please when you ask to add a vehicle. But no, she was asking for the use. Is it driven to work or is it pleasure? That kind of thing. So anyway, just an example of how a telephone call can be much better than text or
Absolutely.
email.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I appreciate
but that's it.
I appreciate you
That was
calling.
it.
Hope you're doing well
Yeah.
and continue, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you.
All
buddy.
right.
All right. Take care.
All right. See you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Yep.
Yep. Bottom line is, it's amazing what you can get done talking.
And it's a lot quicker than going back and forth in a text or waiting for that person to text back or going through the aggravation of what he has just explained. Saves you some trouble.
I've been waiting 4 days today, 4 days on something that should have been done in the first hour of the beginning, if that makes any sense. And I'm still waiting. And that's only one of many. It's the most frustrating thing in my personal life is waiting now on people, waiting on other people. And to put it bluntly, here lately, it's gotten so bad and so frustrating that I'm burnt. I'm fried on waiting. And when I go out and do a job, I light up because I'm in control and I know what I'm doing and I don't have to wait on anybody.
You just get it done.
I get her done. And you know what? That gives me great pleasure. But I'm no different from you or any other person. We all get that feeling when we accomplish and serve our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is most people don't know what their purpose is.
That's very true.
And until you know what your purpose is, you're not going to find happiness, nor will you be successful at anything you do.
You won't even be able to define success if you don't know what your goal is.
That's right. But now you're business development director. You happy? How long have you been in that position?
Towards the end of last year.
Right.
So it's been less than a year.
How's it going?
It's good. The market's been a little crazy, and I think everybody feels that and sees that.
All right. Talk about that a little bit. And Charlotte here, Alair Homes in Charlotte, you've been with them a long time now.
Yeah. It's just there's a lot of uncertainty floating around out there. So some people aren't sure if they want to renovate their house or if they want to sell their house and buy a new one or build a new one. And the consensus with us and other builders, other designers I've talked to, it's just there's some people are hesitating on moving forward with big decisions.
Big money.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's not going to get cheaper. When have you seen things get cheaper?
Never.
So you can worry about tariffs all you want, but if they get here, then it is going to be more expensive. I'm not going to get into politics, but between tariffs and interest rates and just the way that housing itself has increased and has become so unaffordable.
Especially in Charlotte.
A lot of things have become unaffordable, not just housing, food, cars, like just so many things have inflated. And I think there's just uncertainty to make big decisions right now for some people.
Well, I think there's a lot of uncertainty on it out. Well, I'm gonna call it like I see it, but then again, what do I know? The media,
Mm-hmm.
the news, the stupid television.
They can direct you without you even
They
realizing it.
do direct you, and I've had a whole show and made a lot of people angry when I did it about how our media has been weaponized. This is what we're talking about here. It's the uncertainty developed by media.
Creates fear. That's what it
Fear
is.
is the driving force, the number one driving force in our lives. How do they control your fear? Well, turn the television off. My son called me this week and told me did you hear? I says, nope, try not to. There's certain things now I really don't want to know because it bottles up your mind. And it literally restricts your freedom of thought.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do that anymore. And therein lies the problem with communication. If we communicate and do what we say and say what we do, life will run a little better. And why don't people pick up the phone and communicate? I don't get it.
I don't know either. I think we've become such a instant gratification type of society. The text just seems easier for some people, I think.
Yes or no? Good way to use text. Probably the best way, because if you keep it simple, my thing is keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. Oh, I hear that all the time. Still hear that all the time.
And it works.
But the simpler, the better.
Yep.
It's so easy to overcomplicate things, just like that gentleman that called in. I mean, just pick up the phone. Because you're going to spend how many hours or moments thinking about that situation and just going back and forth with that person. Just pick up the phone. And be honest and be transparent and be clear. You can say the good stuff and the bad stuff, but if you're the real version of you with people, I think they feel that because they're going to remember how you make them feel. And if you're just giving some kind of robotic spiel about whatever you're doing or whatever you're trying to sell, they don't care. Nobody wants to be sold. Nobody wants to be lied to or manipulated, I guess might be a better word.
Truth, honesty. It's the only way to be.
Mm-hmm.
If honesty hurts you, I'm sorry.
There's no point in being any other way. We're all limited on our time here on this earth.
Very, very short time, I might add.
Mm-hmm. You never know.
and it goes by very, very quickly.
Quicker and quicker every year.
Every year. But have you ever worked with kids?
No, but I love kids. I do love kids. We've done a few like volunteering events, but not consistently.
I know y'all been involved in the community, some community events, and I know you're involved with NARI, with WIN, and all that.
And the Rock, we've done some work with them.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that. I hope it works well. And I don't mean that with any disrespect. I just wish the Rock could be what it's supposed to be with CMS. Huh?
Yeah, I agree.
With CMS.
I agree.
It's become a coal pile. Do you know what a coal pile is?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
And that's what I don't like. They're still using the trades as a coal pile. Let me explain. You said it. Can I go back to your college desire to go back to school because of why?
Because people judge you based on that. Like they judge me based on that because I don't have a degree. So I'm looked at as inferior in some regards.
When you do have a degree in knowledge and experience, that's what bothers me about this degree crap.
Yeah, because I'd be teaching the person that came out of college with his just art degree.
Right.
Just because he has a degree, it's not relevant.
Or a civil engineering degree.
Yeah.
You come out of Clemson with a civil engineering degree, how many hours do you spend in the field?
That application will get you, though. That's where you learn it.
I know. And that's my point. When I was 22 years old, they sent all the graduates from the civil engineers to my job for me to train.
Mm-hmm.
And after the third one, I said, what's with this? He says, what do you mean? You're sending all these college graduates to me to train and teach the systems. Why? I don't have a degree, but you know the system.
Yeah. And I have nothing against continuing education or bettering yourself. Like if you want to go take some classes I'm not saying don't go to college. Because I definitely think there's always room to grow. And if you're hungry for that kind of information, go get it. You can go out there. You just don't necessarily need an 8-year degree
Or a 4.
that's gonna put you in debt for the first 30 years of your adult life. You know?
You want a return. You want to know where the return's coming from, because after all, it's an investment. And if you're going, I talked to a mother yesterday of 3 boys about just this very thing, and she even said one of our kids went to college for a year and he dropped out because it wasn't his thing, and he wasn't sure. I said, "Great." She said, "Yeah, you're right. I wish we'd have known sooner." And then and a lot of kids and go to college on a sports dream.
Mhm.
And then
That is so rare to get through.
very rare, and chances are slim to none you're going to get through it.
Mhm.
And she went there as well. But all these things are centered around that degree. And I asked her, I said, "In what?" I hear college to get a degree in what?
Mhm.
Where? What for? What do you mean? Not sure. Then why are you there?
Mhm.
You're investing money in something you don't know what you're investing into. Well, how are they supposed to know? It's called life.
I mean, they're still figuring it out usually at that age.
But you did it. But you did the same thing. You went from this job to this job, and you always wanted a reward, something better.
Mhm.
And it wasn't money, was it?
No. Sure wasn't. It was the way that I felt. It was the way that I knew I could grow and learn, because again, I love learning. But yeah, I mean,
But you
it was the
didn't
way I
chase
felt.
money.
No.
Never chase money.
If
You
I was
chased
chasing
that-
money, I'd go try to get a degree maybe and be a doctor, but that's not my thing. I can't do that.
But you wouldn't like it there. That's
No.
the thing.
No. And what's the point of spending your whole life working for a paycheck that you're not even gonna enjoy? Like, you spend so much time out of your day working versus being with your family or being back at home. You know, you
what's
need to
all that? What's all that called? That's the goal we all want. And you've said it. It's been a joy talking to you here, because one, your age, you're female, you've been in the industry your whole life around your father and this, that, and that. And what have you strived to achieve? The one thing we all want. The number one thing we all want is what you've got. What is it? You're a happy girl, are you not?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely am. I think I'm
Happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Simple, right?
And you got a work-life balance because you don't.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
What do you really want? You want to be happy.
At the end of the day, yeah.
And when you came in here, I knew you were a happy girl because you're here. You wouldn't be here if you weren't, would you?
No. No, I'd probably be sleeping in bed still, hiding under the covers.
But see, do you see my point? We're not trained to be happy.
Yeah.
Most kids are trained to chase money. Money's the answer to everything.
But you work to live. You don't live to work.
Thank you. People say, "Ray, what do you do?" What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And that's really what I do. It's what you do. You help people every day, do you not?
I do. And that's the biggest part of my job is communication and helping people.
Helping people.
Mhm.
And that's our service and our purpose as human beings. is
People
to
have a
serve.
problem, I want to solve it.
Exactly.
Help them solve it.
You want to serve.
Yeah.
You want to have purpose
Mhm.
in their life.
It's rewarding to me.
It's rewarding to all of us. That's the way God made us.
But we have to get out of our own way to do that. We have to get out of step out of your own story and your own bubble and communicate with people and figure out what's going on.
Right. But look for happy.
Always look for happy. Always look for the positive. There's enough stuff that's going to beat you down and make you negative. Look for the positive in everything, because there's not, somebody just said this to me the other day. They said, not every day is good, but there is good in every day.
You're exactly right.
Find that good and hold it tight.
Right.
Hold that feeling tight, because everything about this world can wear you down. We can pick a mirage of topics to talk about that are just going to make you sad or bummed out or depressed, but you can't focus on that stuff.
On that note, the past 2 months of my life have been brutal. The past 30 days, it's been hell.
Mine too.
And I don't know if it's in the stars or but a lot of people have experienced the same thing. And you don't know I haven't told you all my stories, just a few, but I'm gonna wrap them up here in the next month or two when they all get finalized and tell you what I'm talking about. But like you say, every day you can make it a good one or a bad one. It's really up to you.
Mm-hmm.
And my energy has been lousy lately because of different things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it's dealing with exactly what we're talking about today, and it's the frustration in communication or lack thereof.
Lack thereof.
Because if you go around and you got a list of 8 things to do, and those 8 things consist of conversations and OP in my life is other people. And in your industry, in our industry, the OP factor is the vast majority of what you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
OP.
That's the primary thing.
Other people. And now we've talked about some things today here, and I really appreciate that. And the fact that what's the hardest thing you do every day?
Communicate.
When really
the hardest thing.
And really, it's the hardest thing, but it's the easiest thing to overcome if we would just do it.
And take your time and make sure that other person has the understanding and you're communicating effectively too.
Well, I know, but
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But in summary here, talk to me. Talk to them. Talk. It works. Probably better than any other source there is.
But that's how you develop relationships.
Yeah.
Talking to people.
Yeah.
Like the tones, you just can't hear a tone in a text and an email.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons people love podcasts so much. I've been thinking about podcasts because everybody's a YouTube star now. Podcast. Be sure to subscribe. I never said that. Like and subscribe. How many subscriptions does one have?
How many? You can have as many as you want. That's the problem. But how do you?
That's the problem.
That's where
right.
you get overwhelmed and can't keep up with anything.
I like finding the unsubscribe button. I did that a lot this week.
I've been doing that in my emails because I'm like, I don't even remember subscribing to some of this stuff. How am I on these lists?
Right. And the longer you have this phone, the more people that can get your data or your email address and send you more stuff that you got to delete.
Mm-hmm.
God.
No stopping it, though. There's no stopping it.
No, it's only going to get worse. Now, let me see what my clock says. I got 2 minutes here to the break. What's your thoughts on AI?
Ooh. Mixed bag there because
has it been thrown at you yet in your business?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
oh yeah.
Cool.
We absolutely.
I felt like it.
So Ray, I have a dual career. So I've worked for Alair, but I'm also a realtor. I've been doing that for 9 years. And I use it in 2 different ways.
A realtor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah. There's 3 for a loop there. But we do use AI for certain things. It helps recap meetings for us, save different things for us. There's a ton of different ways you can use it, but I also think that it shouldn't take the place of communication, and it shouldn't take the place of you doing your work.
That's a biggie though.
Yeah.
It is.
I think we could get to a point where we become too reliant on AI to do our jobs for us because it's doing so well and it's growing so fast. But I still think there's that human touch that can't be replaced by any machine.
There again, humans, you can't replace them. You can try, and they're doing their dangest to replace us, but you can't.
Mm-mm.
You can't. It won't happen. In certain elements of our lives, it will happen with robotics and AI, and it will.
It does have its benefits too, though, because it can help.
Tremendous.
You can use AI as like a therapist if you want to. Did you know that?
I sure do. Oh,
you can ask AI just about anything you want to.
But
you don't know what answer you're going to get. I mean,
my girlfriend Mary, her daughter-in-law heads AI for Microsoft in one. She gave me a course in AI. Mind-blowing. Totally mind-blowing.
You probably know more about it than I do at this point.
Well, I didn't want to know all I know now. I really didn't, because it is absolutely, some of it's scary. And by the way, and then we got to go to break. You can't believe anything you see anymore.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Because it can be generated.
And it's just going to get worse.
Scary. It truly frightening.
The digital electronic world is very fast taking over everything else. And once your digital footprint's out there, it's not going away. You can pay companies to like remove some of it for you, but
it's crazy.
Somebody's got it somewhere.
Somebody.
And if somebody wants to hack your accounts, they probably will anyways. They'll still find a way around it.
Amazing. Technology is great when it works.
It is, but it's changing all the time, and you have to try to keep up to a point. But
not me. I want to step out.
It's scary.
I want to step out.
It's scary when you think about it.
It is frightening. All right, we're going to take our final break on the show. Jennifer, been great. Thank you.
You've been great, right?
Jennifer Sanders, Business Development Director for Alair Homes. And we'll talk more after the break.
Find out more about the show? Go to our Facebook page, About Your House Radio. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Owens Chimney Systems is known for all professional chimney services since 1989, including chimney cleaning, recommended annually, chimney evaluations and inspections, any and all chimney repairs and restorations, gas fireplace and gas fire log service, furnace cleaning, cleaning out one of the most overlooked appliances in the home. Get it done right the first time. That's Owens Chimney Systems at 704-554-9595. Or you can visit us online at owenschimneysystems.com.
Summer heat is here, along with the humidity. Will your air conditioner provide the comfort needed? ABS Insulating can provide the resources to give you comfort this summer and all year. ABS Insulating uses the latest technology and products to insulate and seal the envelope of your home, creating a comfortable environment all year long, also extending the life of the air conditioning. Call ABS Insulating today for lasting comfort tomorrow. 704-821-4343 or absinsulating.com.
Steve Helms here with the Al Metal Driving Corporation. The Al Metal Driving Corporation is a full-service driving company. Regardless of the problem, we can handle it. Does your clothes dryer take longer than 45 to 50 minutes to dry a load? If so, you need your dryer vent cleaned or checked. The clothes dryer is the most inefficient appliance in the house and should never take longer than 45 to 50 minutes. Call Al Metal Dryer Vent today at 704-846-8368 or online at almetaldryervent.com. That's 704-846-VENT. Have you cleaned your dryer vent lately?
Hi, I'm Sam Attero of AteroMedia.com, and I love empowering my clients and partners to make the most out of today's latest digital media tools. We specialize in building production systems and podcast studios for small to mid-sized churches and local businesses here in Charlotte. Do you need new media production gear? Do you need help learning how to use it? You're in great hands with our family business, Attero Media of Charlotte. That's ETTARO Media.com.
Have a comment or question for the show?
All right, welcome back. 704-227-8986 if you care to join in. And if you don't, then don't. It's okay. I got Jennifer Sanders in the house today, and uh, first time
Yeah, first time on the radio.
or media for that matter.
Any media, yeah.
You know, never done a podcast yet.
No.
Really? Well,
Nope.
you just did. Basically, you just did.
Yeah, I just need to where's that subscribe button?
Oh no, we're not subscribed. Oh, although you can
YouTube.
Yeah, you can get on YouTube and subscribe to it. It's there. I don't ask for subscriptions, although guy called me last week talking about technology and everything. Oh man, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. I said, what for? Well, you could once you get to 1,000, you can make money. Yeah, but see, and that's what's happening. That it's become another career pathway. You know, technology has become a pathway in a career.
Mm-hmm. Making
Okay?
money online.
Making money on, and I get it. I understand everybody's got to make money. Everybody, we got to pay bills. You know, but
because they keep coming.
Yeah, they never stop, and most of them get more. Just tack on more. You know, but the point is, it's part of who we are and what we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Completely. You know, technology.
You can't avoid it. It's necessary.
Yep, it's a necessary evil, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna call it that because, well, it's just like how many meetings you go to where the technology isn't working and it's messed with the meeting. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, it happens.
Yeah, quite frequently.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a buddy that's a good friend of mine. We've become pretty darn close, and when I hear the words, I just don't understand. Oh no, not this. That always comes for a problem when he says, I don't understand. I don't understand this. I said, oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. You, Miss Jennifer, have been in the industry trades and that you real estate too.
Yeah, I do real estate too.
Have you sold predominantly in Charlotte, being you're here from
I don't necessarily do it full time. Working with Alair is my main.
Well, how is the real
job.
estate market in Charlotte?
We have a lot of houses on the market right now. They're sitting a little bit longer. I think part of that is sellers' expectations are still pretty high as far as pricing goes. So it's so easy for them to overprice their homes for what the market is because it's coming down.
So the prices are coming down.
Mm-hmm. So like the houses that are marked reasonably, those are the ones that are moving. But sellers still want what they were getting, and everything spiked up right after COVID. They're still trying to get this extra high level of cost, and then they're just not getting it. The buyers don't want to spend that. They don't want the interest rate.
What is the interest rate now? Do you know? I mean,
I actually don't know today. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
And I like the way you said today.
I mean, it changes every time you turn around.
That's why I was saying today.
I know we're in the high sixes, but
right.
I don't personally foresee it ever coming back down to 2%. I don't think we'll see those numbers again.
Right. But it's a little slow real estate wise right now is what you're saying.
Yeah. It's shifting towards a buyer's market.
Gotcha.
And it's been a seller's market for so long.
Well, Charlotte is do you realize most people know this, I'm sure, but Charlotte is one of the top 3 fastest growing cities in the country.
Oh yeah. Over 100. I think there was a study, over 100 something people come every day.
Between 150 and 200 people every day come to Charlotte. And if you don't feel it, get out on 77 anytime of the day.
Any day.
And matter of fact, I talked about your cars overheating. With traffic in Charlotte, you need to be aware of overheating cars in 90+ degree weather because they will overheat. And as we talked about earlier, you can fry an engine because most of them are aluminum. So anyway, just beware. But traffic around Charlotte is pretty indicative of the growth of Charlotte.
Yeah, our infrastructure, I don't think, was planned out for the amount of people that are here at this point.
And you're young, but you figured it out. Our infrastructure will never, ever catch up again.
No.
Never. We're so far behind, and you're right. They didn't plan on this on an infrastructure basis.
Mm-hmm.
That's why most roads you go down have yellow cones or orange cones everywhere. And they've got to do it 3 or 4 times. Anyway, I don't want to get on a rant about that. But, well, it's true. And I've watched it be that way for I'm born and raised here as well. And
don't meet many Charlotte natives.
Well, actually, there's more than you think, Jennifer. You're a native. He's,
oh, here we go.
Well, see, he comes from parents that came here in the insurance when Royal Insurance moved to Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
IBM moved to Charlotte. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
you
yeah.
may.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, when all those new parents, not new to Charlotte, moved here, they had kids.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of kids. And all those kids are homies now. I call it hometown
homies.
Homies. Well, he's one of them.
You're a homie?
Yeah, but he was born to those parents that moved here from the insurance move. And a lot of corporations, when they move to Charlotte, they bring in new parents, so to speak. They have kids, raise their family here. And all those kids, there's a whole generation of kids, hometown kids that were born like that. I didn't realize it until I meet a lot of them and say, where'd you come from?
Yeah. I mean, Charlotte's so diverse, too.
Very diverse. Very diverse.
It's very diverse. And like a lot of the people I went to school with, I mean, they've moved away.
Right.
And there's so many, there's more coming here than people move away.
Right. Do you like Charlotte?
I do. I do.
But there's reservations there. What are they? I can tell you're a little.
I feel like Charlotte to me, what it used to be when I was younger, it's almost lost its magic. Like it doesn't have a vibe, a feeling anymore. It's just becoming kind of banking and cold and overbuilt with the tall buildings, and it's losing the culture. So I don't know, you can go to different other cities and you feel a certain way when you're in them. And now I just feel like I'm stuck in traffic all the time. But I do love being able to go on a day trip to the mountains or the beach. That's wonderful.
Love logistics of Charlotte.
Yes.
We're 2 hours from any mountain, 3.5 to any beach.
Charlotte will always be home to me, but I feel like it's lost its magic.
Couldn't agree more.
I don't know a better way to explain it.
Couldn't agree more. Charlotte's my home and always will be, and I love it. But I also have
mine too. I love it.
I have a disdain for it currently.
But now I think about it, and I think about medical, and I think about banking, because
that's it.
That's what's driving us.
That's it. Yeah, you're right. And insurance. Don't forget insurance.
Yeah.
Got insurance, man, and investment people. That's around the money. That's right. So it works out. All right. In closing, you got any advice to offer any young lady coming up in the for a career pathway?
Your only competition is yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people, and don't let other people put you down. Just because you're worried that somebody's going to judge you or make you feel a certain way, and just because you're a woman walking into a room full of men that probably don't know any better than you do with certain things, don't let yourself talk yourself down. Like, pay attention to the way you talk to yourself, because that self-talk, you can build yourself up or you can put yourself down. Be good to yourself.
And build your self-confidence. You can accomplish anything.
Yeah. And if you do fail or you mess up with something, take it as a learning lesson. Don't let it set you back and get depressed or get sad about it and sulk on it. Just let it be, embrace that moment and move on to the next thing. Learn from it. Keep growing. Never stop learning. That's it. That's all I got.
Well, I appreciate you. I do. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
It's been
fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's been good.
Fun talking about what you love, isn't it?
It is. It is. Very is. I'm super passionate about housing, everything housing.
That's great. It's good talking to you. Good to meet you.
Yeah,
really
you too.
Good. Have great conversation. Hey, folks, go out and find a kid as a mentor. They need it. They need help. Let's get them something to do. PutToolsInSchools.org. We need your support. Go to the website. See what we're doing. PutToolsInSchools.org. Now go make it a great week. We'll see you next week right here. I think we got a home inspector coming. We're going to talk about the condition of things to come. Yep. Got Thomas Murray in house next week, home inspector. We're going to talk some new construction, more spec homes than anything. But, yep. We'll tell you the good and the bad next week about your house. We love you all. Take care.